This program brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. And Jim Beam, the bourbon.
Hello and welcome to Fox Sports for this round 4 clash at the MCG. It is North Melbourne taking on Melbourne. It's a very big game, an important game for both teams. The Kangaroos want to stay in touch with the top 8 and Melbourne need to open up their account for season 2008. Joining me in the middle of the MCG, and it's a great place to be, David Park, an AFL Hall of Famer. It's an important game at this stage of the season already.
It is, Al. It's lovely to be back. 47 years to get back in the middle of the MCG on a day which is very important, I think, for both clubs. We hope that Melbourne have taken a step forward at getting better, but to get the Kangaroos on the rebound after a disappointing loss against Hawthorn last week is going to be a very difficult proposition.
Yeah, they were so good against Geelong for 3 quarters, but Melbourne just dropped away. But a man that can tell us a lot about how the Demons will go about it is their coach, Dean Bailey, and he's catching up with Lee Colbert.
Thanks, Lynchy. Dean, another big challenge today against the Kangaroos. The record's pretty good, though, 4 from the last 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, the record says one thing, but our last week against Geelong, we took a step forward. We need to continue that, make a bigger step today.
You got off to a good start last week. The Kangaroos have been fast starters this year. Has that been one thing you've focused on already this year?
Yeah, they've been very good, the Kangas. I mean, against Hawthorn last week, they could have easily been an extra couple of goals in front with their start. You know, it's not often Daniel Wells kicks the ground and Boomer runs in off the ball on the ground, doesn't kick it through. So they had some opportunities last week. So no, we need to be pretty tight. We need to be in the game early. We can't afford them to get a lead on us.
Cameron Bruce generally plays pretty well against the Roos. I know he's kicked some good bags of goals. Half back, half forward last week. He'll have a similar role today.
Yeah, he'll play those roles, half back, on ball, half forward, Colby. But no, look, he was good for us last week, Bruce. And he's just hitting his straps. And I expect another good, consistent performance from him today.
Thanks for your time, Dean. All the best.
Thanks, mate.
And here come the Demons onto the ground. David, they'll need a good start today if they're going to capitalise on what last week was basically an honourable loss to the reigning premiers.
That's true, but the opposition, Alistair, have had good starts. That's the one thing. They haven't been able to finish well. There's a lot of fade-outs with the Kangaroos, but you'd think I saw the circle of players with the coach in earnest focus prior to the game. I haven't seen that for a while. Would suggest that they are aiming to get off the mark quickly. Well,
hopefully they're switched on. Look through that defence, and they were a little bit vulnerable last week in the latter stages of the game. Carroll and Miller are really going to have to stand up. Bruce and Wheatley across half-back were fantastic, and along with Rivers. You look through the midfield, there's an enormous amount of talent, but probably the forward line have been the underachievers. Now, that can be through supply, but Neitz, Davey, they've got to really step up and kick some goals.
Well, it's only been partly through supply, hasn't it, Alistair? The fact is that we haven't seen the best out of Neitz or Dunn or Robertson. They are 3 players, and Davey at ground level is another one that's just got to contribute. They have been getting in it enough, but they certainly haven't made use of reasonable delivery into the front half.
And going into round 4, you can look at these positives. The tackles have really picked up. The blocks, or the 1%ers, have picked up, and the rebounds out of defensive 50 have certainly improved.
Yeah, that would suggest that they're working much harder. Disappointing that they couldn't get off to a better start in the work department in the first 3 rounds, but that's coming together and saying we are now putting our foot down to give it our best shot.
And this young fella is certainly coming together. He's first round draft pick for Melbourne last year, number 4 overall, Cal Morton. He's been very impressive and was fantastic last week with 22 disposals.
Well, he's one of 3, isn't he? I think there are 2 others playing, one for Hawthorn and one for Richmond. To have 3 in the family, and I thought his game, he was probably their best player last week.
And he was the new, and it's probably unfair to say the old, but he's certainly one of the experienced premier players at Melbourne. Kicked 3 goals, 2 of those off half-back on Steve Johnson. Was very much a set-up player with a lot of forward 50 entries.
He's a key, he's an absolute key, and I think they made a smart move, Dean Bailey, by putting him back and running off players in their back half. Was able to set up goals, went forward at the finish. He is an absolute key to this team.
And we can cross now to former North Melbourne and Geelong champion Lee Colbert in the North Rooms.
Thanks, boys. I'm here with Nathan Thompson. Tomo, last week played pretty well for most part of the game, but faded out in the last quarter.
Yeah, we did, Lee. They won the contested ball in the last term, got their hands on it and rolled over the top of us. It was disappointing to not get the win, but footy's great, mate. Get another opportunity, and we get that today against the D's, so hopefully we can turn it around.
How's the body? Round 4, starting to hit its straps. You've had a year off. Has the game changed a fair bit? Is it changed a little bit with 12 months out of the game?
Oh, maybe just a little bit. I think there's a more emphasis now on not just the one key forward. That's slowly come into the game. You know, 4, 5 targets down there now, so you're not getting as many opportunities as I used to, but it's certainly more dangerous as a team. We've got guys like Jonesy and Aaron Edwards and myself, Boomer Harvey, that are all pretty dangerous down there. So hopefully we can get the ball down there today and give us all a chance to kick some goals.
And he's spot on there. That forward line is a very potent and talented forward line. The back line's good. They've got plenty of run. Their midfield are some of the most professional players in the competition. So it'll be an interesting matchup, especially through the midfield.
Well, the midfield, I would suggest that Melbourne have, in fact, got 8 players they rotate through there, whereas North Melbourne have 10. And I think the quality of the North Melbourne players is significantly better. That's where games are won and lost, Alistair. And I think there will be the difference. North Melbourne against Melbourne's midfield will make the difference.
And here come the Kangaroos, and as we go to the break, we turn the clock back to the last time these teams met at the MCG, and that was round 9 in 2007. Andrew Swallow was the hero, and the pressure was starting to mount on Demons coach Neil Danaher.
McIntosh maybe will try and hook it down behind. Simpson loves to be third up. Swallow gets through, kicks from 45. I think it's across the line.
Swallows late goal gives the Kangaroos 6 in a row.
And the toss of the coin in the middle, and David Neitz has won the toss. He'll kick to the city end or right of screen. And the man you'll hear calling all the action today is former Brisbane Bears defender and, as David Parkin has described, the greatest international rules goalkeeper Australia's ever had, Matty Campbell.
You're too kind, Alistair Lynch. Good afternoon to you, and it's great to be back in the box with my coach in that series, David Parkin. Looking forward to this game, looking forward to seeing how Melbourne follow up from their better effort against Geelong last week. Lee Colbert will be with us all afternoon on the boundary, and Lee, some real talent down next to you.
Yes, mate, it is indeed. Russell Robertson starting on the bench, and also Daniel Wells. Conditions very good, a little bit of a westerly breeze, but light showers predicted after 6 o'clock, so hopefully not before, gentlemen.
Thanks, Lee. There is Russell Robertson in the background. Kangaroos have played some very, very good football so far this season. Their challenge is to be consistent over 4 quarters. They did it against Richmond, but in their other 2 games against Hawthorn and Essendon, it hasn't been a 4-quarter effort.
There's going to be some very good matchups right across the field. Just want to see the speed of Aaron Davey to put that defensive pressure in the forward 50 for Melbourne. That's going to make an enormous amount of difference for the team and certainly himself.
And we're away for this round 4 match. And the first free kick.
David Neitz has come flying through there and clean up Brady Rawlings. Just a bit of a fly the flag for his teammates.
Interesting, wasn't it? They had Jamar at full forward and Neitz just came in off the square. Now we're down deep for the Kangaroos. It's a high. It'll be a North Melbourne free kick. And not the man you want to give a free kick early, because Corey Jones is in great touch and he's capable of kicking 4 and 5 in a quarter, as we've seen already this season.
And he can go out of the game completely, but to give him a good start, that's a great sign. Bruce is in fact playing in the back half to start with. Melbourne have used him in exactly the same way. I think he might have Grant, which is an interesting way of starting that matchup.
Just a clumsy free kick there in the end, and certainly the Demons didn't want to be in this situation with 2 free kicks, looking like setting up the Kangaroos' first goal.
Corey Jones, 10 for the season, 7 and 3 the last couple of weeks. Well, the radar's off early for Corey Jones, but is the first score for North Melbourne.
And that is a relief. Now, this is going to be the battle for the Demons to exit a very tight defensive zone that the Kangaroos put into play. And we already see here, been struggling to find a target, goes long in the end.
Great, finds his target beautifully. It's Lyndon Dunn on the point of the square. Now he goes wider. They've got some run here, Melbourne. Bruce comes back through the middle. Dunn again the target. Ill-directed kick though. Harvey to clean up now for North Melbourne. Brown to Grant. An open forward line. Grant just misses his target. He was looking for Jones again. Bruce goes back. He'll rush it behind. He does. And that, to me, looking at Melbourne last week, is that their turnovers cost them.
And that was a terrible kick. He went too long and high into the corridor, gave them access. Well, I think the wind down there, we found it, didn't we, on the ground? Very tough at the moment. It's very gusty and quite strong.
Certainly blustery, and it wasn't just the execution of that kick, the choice. A 45-metre pass into the centre corridor is probably not what you want to do early in the game.
Yeah, just play the basics, play the percentages early, and they're trying to do that now as the short pass from Bartram finds Miller. Jones is caught, trying to move it forward quickly for Melbourne. Power got it out wide. Thompson sees a man in the middle. At ground level, Brown's going to have to be quick. Wrapped up there by Green. No free kick. Umpire giving some latitude there. Wanamiri out of the pack. The handball was searching for Rivers. He gave it to Sylvia. In turn, McLean. And that is a terrible kick from McLean. But there's still a chance here. Wanamiri fighting hard. Davey trying to get back and help. Paddles it back, but only Thompson there for North. Clever work by the skipper, Simpson, to Thomas, and Power on the end of it.
And once again, like last week, the Demons have started with the intent. The execution has been down, but they're going to back themselves and run hard, which is what the coach has asked.
Not a great kick from Power, but two defenders spoil themselves. Against Jones for hands in the back. Couldn't quite see that.
Probably his teammate gave him the hands in the back. So.
It may have been prior to that. Certainly at the point of contact, it was his teammate, but it's all academic as James McDonald runs it out.
Oh, another one. Another one. Over the top. You're right, Alistair. It's cost them dearly.
Gibson. And the Kangaroos with some time here. McIntosh to Harris. In turn, gets it out to Thomas. This is looking dangerous. He's going to back himself here. Lindsay Thomas wobbles it forward. Poor kick, but it goes through everybody. 4 buys from Lindsay Thomas.
That was a bit of a shank off the boot. But the great thing, both teams are trying to run hard. The skill has certainly been down, and it is blustery at ground level. But Thomas, that's what you want from a youngster. Attack the forward 50 and try to kick a goal.
Now you're guarding space, Jeff.
Oh,
you heard the umpire, David. How did you see it?
Well, I didn't see it quite the same way. He said he was shepherding, White was shepherding him from attempting to contest the ball. I just thought it was the normal body clash between two big men. We're just getting too technical, Alistair, in carrying these things to the letter of the law.
Well, guarding space was the terminology used.
Yes,
that's when I used to play all those years ago, 3 years ago, that was good body work, I would have thought. So, yeah, it does mystify you sometimes in these ruck situations.
McIntosh, what we believe is a fairly lucky free kick, and you can see from that he has missed everything, and the footy gods are smiling on Melbourne.
I'm about to say the same thing.
Now, once again, Melbourne to run it out, but each time they have turned it over before they've got to centre-half forward. Green, Wheatley, excellent last week. Green up against the boundary, no option. I think he'd be happy with a boundary throw, and he got one.
And the rotations are just starting to begin. And obviously Melbourne last week with an AFL record of 119 rotations through that interchange. Will keep Lee Colbert pretty busy on the boundary line today.
Spot on the 5-minute mark, the first rotation. From the clearance, Bruce trying to work it out towards Dunn. He's not going anywhere.
And it's not just the mistakes and the turnovers, Alistair, not just happening because of sheer pressure, because I don't think this is the most intense start I've ever seen in the game.
Again from the boundary throw-in. Jamar did well to Jones. Green.
Good effort in there.
Just got a boot to it to get it right, yeah. That's what Melbourne want to see from Aaron Davey. Look at him go. 2 bounces and finds a target.
Outstanding. Now
Miller. Morton runs into some space. Neats the target, got to beat 2. That's a win for Melbourne. They can set up from here.
That was a good productive, wasn't it? Well set out. Davey opened them up and then used a good kick inside 50.
So that very smart work from one of the smartest players on the ground.
He was gone for all money, wasn't he?
He was gone.
High tackle. North free kick. It's Ferrito.
Now, this is certainly another situation Melbourne have to be very good at if they're going to win today. It's the pressure of the forwards to keep the ball in their forward half.
McIntosh is target. Robertson on the ground, got rid of him. Johnson there for Melbourne. Robertson comes in to lend a hand, just trying to hold it in. Wants a free kick, they'll get it.
Yeah. And that is a skill of the modern AFL footballer, to put your weight on the ball and the opponent and hold it in.
Even if he wants to, he can't get it
The
out.
umpire asked the player with the ball to make an effort, but as you can see there, he's got no chance.
It's gone backwards, and it's gone backwards in a very ugly fashion.
Yeah. Just didn't make an effective disposal there, as we hear the umpire, and that certainly opens up the defensive half of Melbourne, because they'd all started to run forward.
Campbell to Gibson, who provides some run. Short. Edwards on the end of it, 75 metres from goal. Just the two behind so far for North Melbourne. Melbourne yet to get on the board. Here's McIntosh.
Mark's there. Hang on, you're around.
Heads to the top of the square, looking for a big leap from Thompson at the back. Couldn't get it. Grant looking to rove it. Carroll's in there with Jamar. Bell cut off by Thomas. Dangerous work here for North. Can Wells do something to keep it in? Out of bounds on the full. It should be a Melbourne kick.
They did well to get out of that, because they'd actually hand passed it to Kangaroos' advantage, and they've got it back again. They've reversed it.
It's gone the Kangaroos' way. The boundary umpire has acknowledged that it was a Kangaroos kick. The central umpire called it a Melbourne kick. Look at the replay here, and it was against Wells and should go Melbourne's way, I would have thought.
That's what the camera showed.
From that angle, that's a Melbourne kick. So things going North Melbourne's way so far in that corner of the ground, but they're yet to make Melbourne pay. Tough kick for Thompson. Makes a good effort, but it's the wrong side of the post. 3 behinds to North.
And did we call it wrong, or was Nathan Thompson near the ball? Because shouldn't have that been Wells' kick? Because there was 2 players very close to that line. So interesting situation. The umpires are in perfect position, you would have thought. But
maybe there was something away from the contest that we didn't see.
Maybe that was it. Otherwise, we can't explain it, Matthew.
Can't explain everything in life, Alistair. Just got to do your best. As Wheatley's trying to do that, to clear it. And nice pass.
In line with me, 2 metres down.
Gee, Matthew, the number of kicks that have actually landed short of the person coming to the ball has been under enormous pressure from behind because of it.
Speaking of pressure.
Dunn, there you go. There's another one from Lyndon Dunn. Puts Carroll under pressure. Beautifully worked by Grant to keep him in check. Back to Rivers. Now to Bell. And Bartram has it now. Bruce is trying to peel off, but Bartram can play on, but holds it up. Green just presenting.
And the problem there, McIntosh had parked himself behind the ball by 50 metres, so the Demons just didn't want to go long.
Trying to get it to the fat side, but they keep just missing the target by little margins. As McDonald to Neitz into some space. He's ahead of Ferrito. Gets an unkind bounce. It falls for Rawlings. In turn, Power now. Harvey. Wide to Pratt. And the Roos through the middle of the ground this time. Lee Brown. He's off and running. Wells. Forward handball's a good one. This is the debutant, Ross. His kick not his best. Sits for Rivers. Melbourne to clear. Sylvia the target. Well wide and in front of what he's got it. Colin Sylvia.
That's good usage. That's better.
Gee, put Johnson under the pump there with that pass. 2-on-1. They can really make them pay here. Head lower. Jones got to the right spot. But good work by Whitley to get a punch in. Another behind.
Fantastic spoil. Now, obviously, Dean Bailey has stressed to his players to get the ball into the corridor, because they've tried every time to get it into the centre corridor, but the passes have been too long and sat their players under the ball.
Here's another one, Alistair. Just can't clear it from the defensive 50. Bruce to Jones. That's a free kick.
Yeah. And he's lucky Melbourne were under an enormous amount of pressure and a play-on situation in their defensive 50. Just see the free kick here. Just a clumsy tackle, and that is a relief.
Good to see Matthew Wheeler back. He's very important in this team.
He's a super player. Had a lot of problems with ankle injuries last year, so good to see him back for his first game this year.
Morton, Robertson to jump. Just paddles it down towards Miller. Not sure of that option. Watt. Wheatley trying to get it clear. It was paddled out towards Wheeler. He get another free kick. first at the ball.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, Davies in space. He's got to get up quickly. It was probably well done by Daniel Pratt to hold up the play a little bit there, and Davies been picked up now.
Jeff White pushes forward. We saw him push forward a few times last week. He's a long way from the ball, though. Wheatley to Davey on the overlap. Measured kick. That's better.
Great usage.
Robertson.
Oh, Neitz has got yards.
It just needs to... he's missed the target. Frustrating for Melbourne fans because that was a promising move forward. Harris gets in the way. The switch of play on here for North.
And when we get a chance, we'll probably go down to Lee Colbert and just check on the wind conditions at ground level just to see how it's going. It's either that, it's pretty windy, or the ball's flat.
Look at the space and time they've got here. Jesse Smith, his own paddock out there on the MCG wing. Grant on the up. Edwards busts the tackle. 40 metres out for the first goal of the afternoon. Across the face. And 5 behinds now for the Kangaroos. Melbourne still in the game. Lee, the conditions.
Yeah, it's definitely swirly, boys, but it's actually coming right across the ground from the southern stand side. So, yeah, look, it shouldn't be missing the target this many times, though, boys.
Thanks, Lee. This is Morton.
And the MCG is one of those unique, neat grounds. You can feel the wind on a particular part of the ground, but going to the centre and it's going a different way. It certainly swirls in this big stadium.
And that got to be partially due because league footballers at this level just don't. They just turn it over at that rate. I wouldn't have thought, because there's not severe pressure on them at the moment, so it's a difficult condition in which to play.
Halfway through the first term, still no goals on the board. North have won all their first 3 quarters this season. As we know, Melbourne haven't won a quarter as yet for the year. Gibson breaking to the northern stand side. Belts it in towards Ross. Front and square was Grant. Going nowhere. Bruce Wright with him.
Great tackle, Bruce.
And I think both players there wanted a boundary throw-in.
It was a good tackle in that sort of situation. You can easily fall into the back of your opponent, but he held off, turned the tackler, and in the end it's a ball up, but wasn't quite rewarded for the very good tackle.
60 metres from the Kangaroos' goal. Simpson takes it from the bounce, hooks it back to the danger zone. Here's a chance. Power was in the right spot, on his left, hooks it, and, well, technically they've got 6 points. It's almost their first goal, but still inaccurate. Melbourne quickly away.
Good decision.
Just a slap of the arms.
Yeah, good decision. Interesting that Rawlings has run with McLean off the ground, onto the ground, all around the ground. That's an interesting matchup, isn't it? I didn't think that. I would have picked that pre-game.
Very good early in the game last week, McLean. I think 22 possessions at half-time.
Green out wide, and Power spoils from Sylvia. Power started well, 7 disposals.
Very well, and that was a very smart spoil. He knew there were Demon players at the front of the pack, so with his left arm to be able to spoil it out of bounds and cause a stoppage is just what you want.
Hold his jumper, Jeff White's kick. Hold his jumper.
You heard the umpire there.
Stay out, Daniel.
Umpire Farmer, Jeff White to bang Melbourne forward. Just their 4th entry into their forward 50. And once again, it falls short. You've got to be careful there.
That's at
Brad
best
Miller.
50.
Have to be very careful.
That is it.
And as we've said, at best it was 50. It was just a little late, and the umpires don't like the AFL certainly don't like late contact with a player that has marked the ball. We just see the replay here.
Well, I reckon he takes his eye off the ball and makes sure that he does clean him up.
We're back with the action. It's deep inside North Melbourne's attacking zone. Shannon Grant thinks about the shot on goal. Gets some support.
Well, the jump.
Here he comes over the top, Edwards. Always in the best spot.
He's a very good jump and contested mark.
That's a terrific effort because he had to get the vertical height, but he had to make 14, 15 metres into it to get there. He's an excitement machine, isn't he? When
he certainly is, and Lee Colbert on the boundary line.
Shane McInerney, the umpires, reported Brad Miller for that charge on Daniel Pratt.
Well, that's certainly not good news for Brad Miller.
Edwards for the first goal of the afternoon. Is it now or is it still? We're still waiting. We are. He's hit the post.
What about the movement, Alistair, from left to right of that kick? I mean, it looked good off the boot. I reckon it's moved 5 or 6 metres in flight to the right.
7 behinds to North.
And he's a very good kicker goal. Kicked 100 goals in the VFL 3 years ago. So very good player.
That underpins the difficulty at the moment, I think.
There's something happening out there.
Ball comes back. Over the top, Whelan. Bell. Morton caught high. Ball at ground level now. Can Melbourne get clear? Bell looks up. No one to kick to. Has to go back by hand to Whelan. Searching for the boundary to touch. It just touched the line. He may be lucky there. Yep.
Boundary umpire must have seen a little puff of chalk. It was very close.
Don't hold. Get your arms to yourself.
White paddling it down towards Morton, who just fumbled at the wrong time. Brown gave it to Thomas. Missed his target.
And that was a good second effort from Brown. He competed in the ruck contest and now is pushed forward, and he'll go sit at full forward on Nathan Carroll.
White made front spot.
The story, I mean, on the scoreboard, certainly it's 7 shots, but it's 11-4 inside 50 at this stage, which probably underpins the dominance of the Kangaroos.
And I think 2 of those 4 Melbourne entries went straight to Kangaroos players.
White's in charge in the knot, but Melbourne not getting the first clear or not getting the first hands to the ball. It was North in that stage. Davey got it back to Morton, to Dunn. Neitz is his target. He's a long way from home.
Yeah, it is good. You'd rather David Neitz in the goal square, but once again, big switch into the centre corridor, which is risky, but David Neitz is pushing up to get some possessions.
Wanamiri found some space. He got it from Bartram. An open forward line, a chance for Melbourne. Sylvia on the lead. Bounces in front of him. He's trying to lose Smith. He has. Bangs it back to where he just came from. Miller, Robertson, big punch over the top. Gibson.
No Demons players at ground level. There was 3 Kangaroo players. Easy exit.
Petrie's kick. It was a good spoil by Carroll in the end. Kangaroos fans want to push. It was a good spoil by Nathan Carroll, the unfashionable Nathan Carroll.
When that long kick went in, Alistair, I mean, when it hit the ground, it was about 10-1 against Melbourne in numbers. I can't believe it.
And you would think with a pack like that, any good coming forward would just get to the front. Get 5 metres in the front of the pack, and a defensive spoil like that,
and we couldn't
you're always
find
a chance.
Yeah, of course it was. We're set up for them.
Over the top came Petrie. This time Wheatley. Melbourne still searching for their first score. Wheatley bangs it forward, and it's deja vu as Ferrito marks for North. Now, Thompson, who just come off the bench. Straight over to Wells on the left boot. Here's Edwards again. Right with him was Bell. Melbourne defence to mop up. Whelan standing in the tackle. Not quite yet. They're not quite out of trouble.
Great pressure.
Big
Wells.
tackle by Wells has freed up Thomas. Thomas clearing the kick, and the drought has been broken.
Daniel Wells, he can pat himself on the back, I'm sure, upon of his teammates well. Good chase and tackle. Thomas in the end had the beautiful skills on the left foot to kick a very smart goal, but Wells' ability to chase hard and lay a perfect tackle caused the turnover, and Thomas in a great position there to kick a handy goal. First goal of the game.
He does it pretty well, isn't he? The first 3 weeks of the season, you say this place got an uncanny ability round goal. It's taken 20 minutes, Alistair. 20 minutes basically for 2 sides to get it between the big posts.
And look, Melbourne, their intent has been there. I think some of their decision-making has been questionable, but certainly their execution has been terrible with the ball by foot.
And Kangaroos hasn't been that much better. It's been a bit better. That's why the scoreboard reads as it does.
From the centre, Chris Johnson, pinched by Harvey, and he's away. Simpson got it back to him, backs himself to run. The kick is a good one, and once again a North Melbourne player out in front. This time it's Brown, so they've had some different options up forward.
And the manoeuvring or working the ball out of that midfield position, there were 5 really difficult, crisp in between, underneath hand passes, all hit the target with the bloke running flat out, and the delivery to Edwards, delivery to Brown was first rate.
2 goals so far for the season. Lee Brown, good shot right behind him, but He was never going to kick that.
No, he's dragged that well left, but two of the keys for the Kangaroos, Simpson and Harvey, were directly involved in that shot on goal. Good signs. Brown's been spending a bit of time up the ground. Certainly last week played a lot of the game on the wing, managed to push forward and kick goals, but he's an effective player. If he's got the motor to play on the wing for big amounts of time, that's a big asset for the Kangas.
Bell is run down by Campbell. Again, good tackling by North Melbourne in their forward 50.
And this has been this bloke's asset, hasn't it? Campbell keeps running them down on the way out.
And he heads to the top of the square. They've got some numbers. Man in front, Edwards. And this should be another goal to the Kangas, but set up by good tackling.
Yeah, once again, the ability for forwards to put enormous amount of pressure on the defence when they're trying to run the ball out causes goals. See that just a lack of awareness of who was around him on that occasion. And young Campbell was fantastic, caused a turnover, and Bell, probably, he's got to have the awareness, but needs some talk around him as well.
Edwards to make amends from his shot from before, and all of a sudden it's out to a 20-point margin.
And deservedly so. I reckon the scoreboard really is the difference, or reflects the difference between the two sides. Melbourne, no problems about their attitude in the game, Alistair. They are working exceedingly hard, but choice, selection, execution, been very, very average.
And I'm sure any coach would be very disappointed that a forward in that situation, he's not a massive forward either, can take a contested mark in a packed situation. He didn't have a run and jump like he did on his last occasion, but Edwards stood under the ball and took a grab. He needed a third up jumper, or the Melbourne defence needed a third up jumper to spoil and kill the pack.
They've taken White forward rather than off the ground. He's gone in as J Mar's become the other ruckman.
2 goals, 8, 2 yet to score. And again, it's Harvey from the centre. And he's got the pace, but just this time lays it off to Campbell again. Advantage paid. You heard the umpire's whistle go, but Melbourne with some numbers back. Tackle was good. They've done it again here, North. Grant thought about Ross. Was he lagged? Yes, he was. And once again, their pressure inside their forward 50 will result in a shot on goal.
He's a bit stiff done, wasn't he? But it was on.
Yeah, so once again, execution by hand.
Cost them.
Missed the target, and certainly at this level you cannot afford to miss targets. Little clip of the heels there, but it was the turnover again. But maybe we shouldn't be too harsh on Melbourne. But the Kangaroos have been fantastic. They're working very hard. Their chase and tackling in the forward half is outstanding.
Well, they kicked 7 behind straight. And they're trying to even that ledger up. They've kicked 3 out of their last 4 shots on goal. And the margin to 26.
See, that's a great kick. I mean, Grant has been for years, but he lost a bit in the last couple of seasons. He wasn't putting those away. That's a ferocious kick from around 50. In difficult cross breeze, it just split the centre of the eye. He's a magnificent user of the ball.
Inside 50s, 15-6 in favour of North Melbourne. And just some concerns now for the D's. Haven't won a quarter of football so far this season. They're certainly not going to win this one, but if they drop their bundle, they won't win any of the quarters coming up. David Neath's on the bench just having a rest, and he'll be one that's certainly going to be needed in the latter part of the game.
Well, they should be encouraged by the fact that the Kangaroos have faded out consistently in every round, I think, this year. So if they can just hang in.
First part of the contract is to get a goal. And another clearance for Harvey. The hat-trick. Beautifully picked up by Edwards. Shannon Grant trying to keep it alive for North. Smith, another good pick-up. Grant got it. It was cut off, though, by Wheeler.
There's a free kick to North again.
Rawlings will take it.
Now, Harvey's an interesting one because McDonald's a great player. He's been terrific, but the leg speed off the wing on the far side has meant that Harvey's got there 3 times in a row ahead of his opponent. Sheer leg speed.
He's an exciting player. He's been good again, Harvey.
It is Jesse Smith. Thanks, Aaron. He does kick the ball a long way. The distance won't be a problem from 50. Beautiful kicking action. A classic kicking action. 4 in a row to the Kangaroos. It's getting ugly for Melbourne.
Oh, Matthew, you called that. I mean, Jesse Smith, he's been missing, I think, for the first 3 rounds. He's struggled to get a pre-season done. That ankle's been a real problem. I reckon he's a first-up choice, a wonderful player of the future. That was just a delightful, well-balanced, no great effort, and again, it carried the distance with accuracy. Well done, Jesse Smith.
Here's the free kick. He comes in. I didn't see the free kick, to be honest.
No, I didn't either. He kicks a bit better than his father. Don't tell him, but
I think his father might know.
He might know now.
Worrying signs for Dean Bailey. His team just cannot get into this match. 32-0. They get the clearance this time, Melbourne. The Bronx cheers from their fans. Ball spills over the back. Watt wants the boundary, and that's the desired result for him.
but see, even then we couldn't get out of it. Robertson and Dunn too slow when it hit the ground. Neither of them had the leg speed to make a reasonable drop of a certainty.
Here's Davey. Around the corner, can they do something here? Dunn makes front spot, and it won't be a scoreless quarter for the D's unless he does something horrendously stupid.
Well, crumb from Davey. You know, but he's in the right spot, gathered, found himself space, looped it in properly, and Dunn really held his ground. That's a difficult mark. Well done.
Took the front position, which is where he should be. Those snap around the corners can often drop short, and that's good body strength to hold position against a quality defender.
Nice knock from Jamar too. Came in with the left palm. So Dunn. 15, the man on the mark, 15 metres out, directly in front. And he opens their account, and boy, didn't they need that.
They certainly did need it, and just to keep their heads up before the quarter-time siren goes, very important to get a goal on the board, just so they can go in and hang their hat on something. I mean, certainly they'll be very disappointed with their start. Their execution, their decision-making, the inside 50s, everything has gone against the Demons in this early part of the game.
Great response, Alistair, from the loyal supporters. I'm not sure how many have turned up, but those have turned up. There's a terrific crowd response to that effort for their first goal.
30 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Lyndon Dunn gets the goal.
Not often you see that, Alistair, at a bounce, but not a single player on our side of the ground from 50 to 50.
This is the side the Kangaroos have been coming out of the centre. This time it's Davey.
And they've got time to get 2 in a row. Davey on the burst, inside 50.
Now, as a coach, though, David, I mean, at least he's taken possession of the ball, pinned the ears back and attacked the forward 50 and had a shot on goal. Ended up he wasn't balanced, and probably that's fair enough. The confidence is down.
Tell him to do it again. Tell him to do it again.
Watt to kick for North. Ferrito the target. Neats in front. Jamar. Sylvia. Melbourne need a mark here. Robertson is their chance. Have they got a crummer? No. First to it. North. It was Smith that paddled it out to Gibson. Defensive kick from him, just looking for space. Campbell beat Bartram to it. Jeez. But going no further. Dean Bailey has watched on and has seen his team really struggle to get something going forward. But they did manage to score with a minute remaining. But it's all North Melbourne at quarter time. They continue their good starts to season 2008. They lead Melbourne by 26 points. Time here at the MCG in round 4, and once again North Melbourne have got off to a good start. They lead Melbourne by 26 points. Single goal kickers all around. Sam Power starting well with 7 disposals and also shutting down Colin Sylvia for a time. Wheatley continuing his good form. Let's go down round level now, and Lee Colbert is with Danny Daly, Kangaroos assistant coach.
Danny, outstanding start. Pressure was good. The intent was good.
Yeah, look, the boys got off to a good start, which was a key element during the week, talking about our starts. Unfortunately, the goal kicking was a bit off early in the game, but yeah, 4-8, we're happy with that, yeah.
And the breeze, doesn't seem to be too bad out here at the moment, so can we play in the wind?
No, not really. I was looking for the flags during the course of the first quarter, see if they were blowing, but they're not, so no excuses for the goal kicking up.
Thanks for your time, all the best.
Boys. Thanks, Colin.
Dean Laidley keeping his charges quite a while, and statistically looking at that first quarter, the inside 50 certainly was all North Melbourne's way, but we did see some centre clearances towards the end. Alistair, Melbourne started to get something going.
That's certainly positive to come out of it. The ruckmen were getting their hands on the ball. The clearances started to go Melbourne's way, and that's something they will hang their hat on at quarter time. But Dean Bailey will be very disappointed with the opening 25 minutes of that quarter, and just will need a response from his senior players, especially in the early part of this second term.
He made a significant plea. They came together, Alistair, as a group. Immediately the siren rang, and he spent some time, Bailey, not laying down the law. I don't think he's that sort of bloke, but he spoke very strongly for 3 or 4 minutes before they broke up and went to their zone coaches. But I thought in the finish, they were competitive in the middle, but what hurt them dramatically at the finish was Harvey, who was coming from outside the square and cut across the back, and he took 3 clean takes. Didn't win the ball first himself, but was on the end of 3 collective hand passes, which each of those set up an opportunity to score. So your effectiveness there, it's the one time you've got the setup that you want. If you can go forward from centre bounces, then you've got every chance of scoring.
Interesting to see what they do with Harvey from these centre bounces. James McDonald going to him at the moment. It's still at the, it's not man on man.
No, it's not. When he hasn't got the leg speed from the outside to do it. McDonald should be an inside player. It's Wheatley on Wells too.
Second, and Wheatley just getting in the way of Harvey coming in. So some communication working there for Melbourne, because
that was good, wasn't it? Wheatley came up from the half-back line and ran Harvey out so he couldn't possibly be a receiver.
All they wanted then, so it was a 50-50 chance for their 4 in the middle. They've got it. Secondary bounce.
Knock it out, get it out, get it out.
And plenty of players around the ball here, and there's an enormous amount of space just outside this pack, and be a good idea to get a Demons player to jump third up to clear the congestion and hopefully have a Davey or someone like that to run onto the ball.
Well, White was that man. Alistair, he came in over the top, but couldn't quite get it from that congestion. Forward go North Melbourne. Thomas is lurking, so too Jones. That's Corey Jones. Bartram, gee, took him on. Ball paddled out. Here's Wells. McLean, he was quiet in the first term. Davey to White, wants a runner. Got one in Jones, but it was the wrong man.
Jones just had no space whatsoever, was under the pump.
Yep. Harris fumbled it once, twice, 3 times. He could be sold. Pratt helped out. To the wing, Rivers trying to keep his feet with Brown. Did well, Rivers. Got it to Green, who spots Wanamiri, but the kick is far too long for him. Shannon Watt in the way. He's got natural pace, the big man. Long kick. Nudged out of it, and infringement was there. Corey Jones will take the kick. It looked pretty blatant. Yeah, no, good call.
Good call, Matthew. He was taken under the ball with a point where he couldn't contest. I don't have a problem with that.
Jones has made the most of that one, I would have thought as well. It was a use of the forearm, as he's showing the umpire there. But, yeah, I think Jones has made the most of what was a shove under the ball.
Had the first shot on goal for the afternoon. It wasn't a good one. Can he kick North Melbourne's 5th and his 11th for the season? Oh, the radar's well and truly off Corey Jones. One each side, isn't it?
I was going to say, one wide left and one little bit right.
Overcorrected there.
Yeah.
Melbourne have just got to keep trying to run it. I don't have a problem with the method they're trying to use. It'll come.
And they're attempting to do that now. Bruce, forward handball. Got to be quick. And they get it back. He's kept going, Bruce. He's on the end of it. Third quick disposal. No one to kick to. Decides to go into the corridor. It's all North Melbourne here.
And that was disappointing. The defenders made something happen. There was no forward targets, though.
Harvey through the middle. Onto the chest of Grant.
And that's shattering.
So nobody came at him. No. The whole Melbourne set were going backwards with his run. One or two should have been coming at him.
And they were left wide open because the whole defensive back 6 ran up to support. And there was a few forwards that probably didn't chase as hard as they probably thought they needed to. And Grant has ended up with the ball dead in front, 45 metres out.
Has kicked one.
1 minute for that mark. An angle in. There we are.
His first kick was a very good one. And David Parkins put the mocker on him because he said it was a beautiful kick that he's got that out of his game and he's kicked a bad one.
And doesn't that hurt? That's Bruce's man. He was the one working hard, giving all the run, and it's cost his direct opponent in the end.
And they're at it again. They're trying to get something happening. Green to Jones. Simpson right with him. Wells scouting. Penetrating kick. Ball towards the back. 3-on-1 here for North Melbourne. This is Jones on his wrong boot. Goes back to Thomas. Went to ground. Advantage should be paid for holding the ball. It's coming back.
I like it. He waited a long time to see whether the advantage would be a real advantage and then pulled it back. I know a lot of people don't, but I reckon that's good umpiring.
It was smart use of the whistle.
And given the way Melbourne have come out of their half-back line, it's a very good decision. McDonald looking for Miller. Green drops into the hole. Petrie over the top.
Knock it out, knock it out. Ball's out there. No, he got it out.
It's hard to see what they can do to change. It's not a structural thing. I don't think it's a method thing. They're just not capable of executing the method.
The execution of the skills has certainly been where they've fallen down.
Petrie, White just knocked it down to his chest. Here's Wanamiri. That's a good handball. Back to Green. He can release Wheatley. In turn, White. Bartram spreads for him. He's got to be quick. Just in time. Bartram can kick a goal here if it bounces for him. Not just yet. Campbell right with him. Bartram goes again. And the numbers went out for North.
Exactly right. The numbers won out because Kangaroos had pushed big numbers back to help out. Not enough Demons players there in support.
Simpson got it from Jones. He heads towards the top of the square. Big leap. Ball at ground level at the front. Edwards is there. He got it. He stole it off the outside of the boot. He kicks an absolute ripper.
He said he was a very smart goal kicker. Didn't have the left side to go on, but he didn't need to. The outside of the right slipper and a very smart goal. But it went to a dangerous part of the ground.
Was he the one who caused the drop as well? Was it?
Yeah, the contest.
He actually went, didn't he? Actually, and landed like a cat and was back onto it. It was a very, very smart goal.
And we'll just see here the replay. He does jumps, gets the knee in the back, causes the spillage, and gives the opportunity to his crumbing players. They weren't needed because he was up and going quick, and very handy goal.
He's added a real dimension down there, hasn't he? I mean, the difference between their front half has been him, in my opinion, over the last couple of years.
He's an exciting player.
He is.
He took the best mark of the season last year on this ground in the final, didn't he? That was an absolute terrific mark, and he's kicked a very clever goal to get the margin to 34 points. 5-10 to a goal. Melbourne looking for a centre clearance. McDonald overran it. Campbell comes through. Simpson, clever handball to the advantage of Harris. Can he finish? It deserves a goal. Such is the smarts of their skipper, Adam
Simpson. Have a look at that. What about that? It was a great hand pass. We talk about the ability of a round ball player to manoeuvre it in a basketball court. That is sensational to see it.
Bell to take the kick for Melbourne.
See, movement creates movement. There's one player, genuine player, which is McLean, who's actually working for the ball. One only.
Well, if you run into a space, it leaves a space behind you for someone else to run into. Bruce is trying hard to get something going again. He got it from McLean. Miller one-on-one.
Oh, good boy.
Strong mark.
That is a very good mark in that sort of situation. He was hoping to get a 50-metre penalty there. But this is the big problem, going inside 50.
Bruce, good kick.
Now, David Neitz has certainly got the leg to carry this journey.
Ellis, you reckon? Would you back him here?
Well, I think with what appears to be the swirly breeze, it's going to be tough.
He can get home from here.
He can get the journey without doubt. It's just whether he can kick it straight enough. It would be great for his confidence if he can land one from outside 50.
I know it is a cliche, but this is a captain's kick for himself, but more importantly for the team. It's not going to make the distance. It's off the side. Lyndon Dunn was trying to pinch it. McIntosh in trouble. Went the safe option.
Yeah, very few times the ball has hit the ground in the forward 50 that Melbourne are actually taken possession. Just the Kangaroos have dominated the game at ground level.
This is Boomer Harvey. Last time they met, picked up 3 Brownlow votes.
He's on the way again. That's his 10th touch.
Yeah, he enjoys playing against Melbourne.
Wells in an enormous amount of space.
And he's going to get it from Smith. Wanamiri's got some pace, almost got him. Penetrating kick is good. Edwards at the back.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he tried a bit too hard, but he's recovered again. Couldn't get boot to ball. Bell, McDonald, that's out on the full. It's not happening for Melbourne.
No, and Wells found the position in space purely through work rate, and that's just the way the rub of the green's going for Melbourne at the moment. Just tried to clear the congestion, and it's gone out on the full. Now Jones, very smart goal kicker. He'll think his way through this.
Well, he's kicked 2 behinds from set shots. They've been relatively easy. This is the tough one. He'll probably get it.
Oh, he has.
Don't you love footy?
Oh, that's a great kick. Let's laugh about it, etc. But it's not. I know it's on his natural. Comes round on that way, and he did open up the space, but difficult to get it right. So few do, and that was a marvellous kick in the circumstances.
But it is, Alistair. It's a kick that a lot of forwards will practice at training. You know, from
hours and hours. They do it once a season. They practice for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. And here it is again. Beautiful vision of it. A lovely kick.
And we just can cross down to Lee Colbert on the boundary line.
Speaking of how the Demons can actually get back into the game, Cameron Bruce has got to get up the ground, no doubt. He'd be very happy, Dean Laley would be very happy that Cameron Bruce is spending a lot of his time deep in the Kangaroos' defence on Shannon Grant. So no doubt after half-time he's going to come up the ground.
He's trying to run it out. He's trying to be the man that's setting it up, but it's not working for them. Now here's a centre clearance. McLean. Robertson, a hand to it. Gibson with him. He's a good player, Gibson. Hits it long. Power went over the top. Morton in front. Well, he got the free kick. Would have been a mark anyway.
That's good work from Morton. Strong body. Power just had to go to the punch. Just tried to take a mark.
Yeah.
Over the back, was out of position.
Morton told to play on, but he has some space. Neitz goes to the pocket. With him, Miller. Neitz, can he keep it in? He wanted the boundary, and that will be where it ends up. We have a boundary throw in 10 metres around from the Melbourne goal.
The difficulty with Bruce, it's a good call. I mean, he's the key bloke. But when he does get on his bike, he's made some very bad decisions himself and executions. He's been burnt on the way back. You don't go too often if you get burnt.
Wanamiri trying to manufacture something from the clearance out on the full.
That's exactly the point, David. He'll run and he'll try to carry the ball out, but he will stop.
And his mates have let him down a bit, Alistair, up in front, because they haven't provided him the movement of the player coming at the ball either.
Pratt, that's a bit of a lazy kick off a step, but in the end, the pace of Harvey made it an effective one.
Move it on. Play on, play on. Thank you. Play on.
Pratt gets it back. Melbourne trying to get some numbers back. That's a beautiful kick. That's vision.
Just working much harder now, the Kangaroos, than their opponents.
Ferrito chipping over the top. I thought he hit the ball there.
I thought that was almost a fantastic spoil.
So incidental. He did hit the ball. He just didn't take the arms with the ball. My eye would have suggested this is have a look at that. He has hit the Federicum ball. The follow through of the hit was actually caught up with the arms. That's incidental. That's play on.
That's it, Corey, straight back.
That is not a great call there, but once again, it's going against the Demons. And he's kicked one from behind the boundary line. This time he'll line up from 50 and probably miss it altogether. But important one for Melbourne.
Oh, that's out in the full. The circus has come to town, and it's Corey Jones.
You got it right the first time. The football gods are with him.
Exactly. But he can do anything, Jones. You just don't know where it's going to go. All he has to do now is kick it to the man on the mark, and we've got the full bag. Melbourne to run it out. They've been unlucky in some decisions, but for them, they haven't been goals on the scoreboard. Gibson in front of Robertson.
But once again, 3-on-2 situation here. Now it's 3-all. Got to hold the ball in.
Whelan trying to do that is successful.
And that was a win. At least Russell Robinson presented. The kick was poor, didn't hit the target, but at least he presented from half forward, and that's what more of the forwards have to do.
Good, both there.
Too easy from the clearance. This time it's Ed Lauer. Over the back. Carroll. Shoulders, arms, and then puts it forward to Bartram. He's under pressure. Thomas is going to steal it. Look at that vision. Smith was trying to find his teammate. Bursting through is Harris with some strength. Melbourne, though, to clear through Davey. Robertson. Just his third disposal, and it wasn't a good one.
You called it about 5 minutes ago. Players trying to kick off one step or while the momentum's in their body still going backwards, it's very difficult to execute that over any distance.
That's how you kick. Smith to Thomas. Wobbles it forward. Jones crumbs it and busts through the pack. No one to kick to.
No,
Gibson's just folded out there and he kicked it to him.
Well, it's one thing to have no one to kick to, but you don't kick it to the opposition when he's all by himself.
As if he was leading for it. Gibson to 60 metres from goal. Jones the target. Crumbing Simpson, squeezing it, and we have out of bounds on the full.
The decisions are starting to get worse now as fatigue's just starting to set in, and players are starting to drop the bundle as well, and that's very disappointing. This could really open up to be something nasty for the Demons if they can't break, but at least break even for the latter part of this second term.
Well, they'll get better because the other mob will drop off. You know what I mean? They've got to the point where through lack of interest, and well, that's about it. Terrible call to make, isn't it?
Robertson to the pack.
Play on.
White.
Play on, got a hands.
Jesse Smith mopping up. He's turned it over. Davey with some pace. Lauer there.
Get it out.
Whelan gave it to Green.
Good. They go the whole way.
And he should kick a goal. Davies 55 metres out. He decides to bounce it through. Now, Neitz had run for him, but really he could have just kept going himself.
Well, I think a man with that pace, you would have been very happy in the coach's box. If he got caught running 30 metres, bouncing the ball, he just had to pin the ears back. But that's the lack of confidence that the Melbourne players have got at the moment.
And he normally does that, Alistair. I mean, that would be the call. We'd automatically think that would be his response.
Now, North Melbourne on the way back. Strong mark to Petrie. And he's up and he's away. Into the pocket, short. Cutting off the kick intended for Thomas was Bartram. Shannon Grant there. Needs to be clean. Bartram ducks the head and he'll get a free kick, but he did duck the head.
Yeah, sympathy vote for that one.
Now, the Demons, not surprisingly, push a number of players behind the ball. Just try to stem the tide that's flowing very quickly against them at the moment. But then to hit a player in the forward 50 is difficult because they're outnumbered down that end.
Well, that's when Davey gets it. He's going to run through the 50. He's going to take it on his arm and go. If he gets caught, bad luck.
Morton right against the boundary. What a bad kick to Sylvia, and percentage play from Powers there that time went the spoil.
And he's had a couple of those balls with the left arm to get the ball out of bounds. Just one decision error that cost him a mark.
Lyndon Dunn.
Knock it out.
He's going nowhere. We'll have another bounce. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Second term. North Melbourne in control to the tune of 39 points.
No blocking gets you, Lyndon.
Yeah, good call from the umpire. Lyndon Dunn just used his body to block McIntosh out to give White a free run at the ball.
Right on the spot there, Lynchy. As McIntosh is looking for Grant not to be.
At least he was thinking about his teammates, trying to help him out. So it's not a bad thing.
I didn't think that was such a bad thing at all.
We're back with White and McIntosh, and White got a good knock. Campbell.
He's getting better and better, Campbell, isn't he?
Harris. Back to Wells. Just the required distance, but it was a strong ball from Bruce. He didn't really want that ball from Dunn. And he's paid the penalty. Harris with the advantage. Beautiful kick.
Lace out.
Now, what's Corey Jones going to do here?
Well, we've had...
What you call? Into the man in the mark.
I was being a little bit facetious, but he's gone left, he's gone right, he's kicked the hard one, he's kicked one out in the bounds on the full.
This one's straight through.
Maybe hits the post.
Thanks, mate.
Straight through, back him in. And
keep moving out, guys.
He couldn't, if he'd asked to write the spot to start from, this is where he picked, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Left foot, 20 metres out.
It should be a
slight left foot, should just be it.
if I was picking one, it would be 1 metre out dead in front just to get the monkey off the back.
1-2. And he evens up the ledger, 2-2. The good thing for Corey Jones is he keeps getting the ball and he keeps having shots on goal.
He's a clever player. He's typical of the old day, that freakish half forward who consistently. He doesn't get a molt of the ball, but he certainly gets the result.
He's one of those players that can kick the freak goal, but he can kick big bags as well, as we saw with 7 goals just 2 weeks ago. He's a very exciting player. It's a good combination down there in the forward line. They've shown they've got the pace and the tackle and ability to hold the ball in.
He had a terrific game against Hawthorn Aurora Stadium last year. I think he might have kicked another bag of 7 on that day, and he just did it with everything. He's got every compartment covered.
Play on. Bounce favours White. He got it to Jones. Harris was reading it well. But Jones stood up in the tackle, gave it to Morton. Just a little bit too long with the hands. Power, forcing it forward. Lauer.
Nothing there, play on.
Oh.
I think you disagree with the umpire there, David. I think there was something there.
I do. And he's given the follow-up, back up, whatever, square up, whatever you call it.
Well, they've got it, Melbourne, and it was Whelan who's looking out wide for Bartram. Thomas has genuine pace.
Yeah, just tunnelled that one under his body, and once again incorrect disposal was the judgment call of the umpire. But by not hitting the target, he had to play on. He had to try to pick the ball up off the ground. If they hit the target, he's got time to reset and
how many
have some
times has that happened
forwards.
today, Alistair? I mean, they've been in a position to make something of the game, but their own inability to kick the ball well has killed them.
Big kick from what? They've got... Oh, Edwards.
Too early. Called an unrealistic attempt, isn't it?
And good work from Matthew Whelan as well to put his body into a situation where he knew he was going to get a hit, and in effect he was almost shepherding the drop zone, but drew the free kick. So good work. If he'd sat under the ball, would have been mark of the year.
Chris Johnson out wider to Wheatley, now wants to draw the player.
Yeah, well done. At least he's tried to
He
play
did it in the end to Morton. Forward handball, the 1-2. They're in trouble. Oh for use here.
Guys.
And the Kangaroos will be happy with that.
Well, when Lower went in over the top as a third man in, then jumped on their backs. Free kick against you. I don't care who's underneath you, against you.
Too high, Jeff White, your kick.
White to take the infringement.
Now, they've been playing on from these situations, which is good because they've got no confidence to go long to a contest. Their forwards have been ineffective.
Stay there on the mark.
Bell just getting there in time. It looked as though it was going to be a half volley, wasn't it?
I thought it was.
That's why I called it. Sorry, I let people up the garden path. I'd already called that.
Might have to go to the third umpire for that, but here is Sylvia on the lead. This is promising. Yep, got him. Rivers has gone forward.
And Johnson and Sylvia have put it into the hands of people who are coming at them correctly to give this shot on goal. That's their best usage, terrible to say, but they had multiple uses at players coming at them, getting it into 50, shot on goal.
Former rising star back in 2003. He's only kicked 4 goals in his career. Only 66 games because he's had so many problems with injury. His team needs one now. Starts it right, and that's where it stays. And they're third behind. 7-11 plays 1-3. Margin 44.
Rivers and Miller are the two players, aren't they, down back, who just, what's the word, promised a lot but haven't been able to deliver in the last couple of years.
You, Shane.
Ferrito.
Melbourne supporters thought he may have been off.
He was off.
He certainly had a look.
He's off again. Just gives it to Watt. Smith, this is better from Melbourne. They're trying to force the error here. They may do it. They do.
Great tackle now. Play it on quickly to Robinson.
Morton hasn't seen him yet. To McLean. Has he seen him? McLean kicks the goal instead. It wasn't pretty, but they got the desired result.
Good work. Now,
fantastic.
that's what we've seen from the Kangaroos forwards for the best part of this first half. The ability to chase, tackle, and that's a good tackle from Aaron Davey there. Caused the spillage, and there were enough Demons players at ground level to support and set up that goal. Russell Robinson looked like he had been burnt. He was in space, but there wasn't the awareness to go over to him in the end.
He was tempted, Alistair. He was very tempted. He said, I need one here for myself. But he said, going online. Oh, he pulled his hands down, let it go through.
McLean the goal, but great work from Davey. That's what we're used to seeing from Davey, putting pressure on defenders and causing turnovers.
But if you look in their front half, Matthew, he's the only one that has the capacity. Even Wanneroo is not chased it down all that well. Doesn't think to do it. The other bloke is good at it. One only gets the goal they wanted.
Big punch from White. Neats wanted a free kick. That's better from McLean.
Oh, great contest.
Through the contest, out to White. Wheatley's a long kick. Hands it off to Green. He's a good kick, but not to be this time. Out of bounds on the full. They can set up. They can still have another shot on goal.
He's a long kick. He is a good kick.
He is a good kick.
But it was under a fair bit of pressure in the finish.
Yeah. Sylvia did well. Back towards Robertson. He comes at it, so too Miller. Lays it back to White, getting plenty of the ball. Over the top to Sylvia, but they're running out of space and running out of time. Standing and deliver. White to the top of the square. Now, who's the crummer? It's Wheatley. And wrong side of the post.
Well, they've been able to generate a couple of shots on goals just in the last 30 seconds, which is very encouraging. And there's a passionate Demon supporter. He's got the hair too there. They might put him out there in the second half just to add some steel to their game. Surely his nickname's Spike.
But anyway, he loves his Ds, and they're showing a little bit, as you say, Alistair, in the last couple of minutes. So if they can do something in this final 3 minutes of the half, they've got a turnover here. They can take some momentum into half-time.
And that's all they'll be hanging their hat on at the moment. It's been a disappointing first half, but they've just got the ball in their hand at the moment. Got to think their way through this. Hit a target on a 30-metre pass just inside the 50, so they can have a shot on goal.
Bell spotted McDonald.
Too long.
It hung up in the air. McDonald's got it. Now this is the kick. Robertson got him.
It's good work, but once again, the switch in the corridor.
Yeah, big switch.
45, 50-metre ball hangs in the air for an enormous amount of time. In the end, good effort to find Robinson on the lead. Difficult shot on goal, but they've got to start kicking one or two of these just to give them some hope at half-time.
Tough kick, though. 5 goals for the season. To the square. J-Mar almost took the big, strong mark. Bruce was trying to manufacture a goal. He almost did.
Almost did with the drop. It rolled the right direction, just didn't make contact. But real chance gone, bigging.
The Kangaroos moving it quickly, and it's Sam Power.
He's been pretty good today. Not so good in the second quarter, but dominated the first quarter, Sam Power.
Looking for Campbell. They arrive in numbers. One of them was Morton. McDonald through some traffic to Bartram. They're lining up in the middle here. Sylvia should go over the top. He does. White from 45 metres directly in front. And that's better, Melbourne.
Fantastic. That's just reward for 3 or 4 minutes of intense, hard-at-it football where they've had the ball in their hand for the first time, really, in this game. And they were able to execute the skills, hit targets and capitalise on their opportunities.
Well, it's good to see them still. A bit like Essendon in the last few weeks. They know the method. They keep at it, and sometimes it comes good and sometimes they've controlled the game, as you called, the last 3 or 4 minutes. Been terrific stuff.
And just get a update from Lee Colbert on the boundary line.
Lindsay Thomas coming off the ground for the Kangaroos, boys. Looks to have hurt his left ankle, so I'll get back to you as soon as I can with an update.
And that's not good news for a talented young Kangaroo there, so hopefully the news is good there and we see him back in the second half. But at this stage, he looks pretty ginger on that left ankle.
So Melbourne get to a 30-point margin. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Gibson got it from Harvey. That's too long in the air. Spoil over the top, but crumbing his own ball was Grant. Swings it back, looking for Thompson. He went to ground, surely infringed against Carroll, and it will be a free kick to Nathan Thompson.
It's a free kick, but just even going back to the last marking contest, Bartram just sat off his direct opponent and didn't run hard and jump and put a big fist to clear the area. And in the end, another forward 50 entry, another forward 50 free kick to the Kangaroos. Nathan Thompson lining up for a shot on goal.
That fight, Nathan.
Right behind Nathan Thompson, and no question whatsoever from him. The answering goal to the Kangaroos, margin back out to 6 goals.
It's a huge ask. Nathan Carroll gives away height and weight. Nathan Thompson hasn't been on the ground all that much. They've used a smaller forward line, which I think works a bit better for them. But to come onto the ground and then line up against the bloke who's a head shorter gives you an enormous advantage.
Well, we heard from Nathan before the game as Lindsay Thomas is in a bit of pain here at the moment. Here's the actual incident. And the body could have rolled across his ankle there, didn't it?
Yeah, so fingers crossed for that situation. The physio just going through his
bit of pain.
Or the doctor.
So, back in the middle. Jamar winning the knock. Jones went without it. Jamar goes again.
Get it out!
Now, this is where good teams can score another goal. And the flip side is the teams that are struggling can concede one with a minute to go. Certainly what the Demons don't want. They have to hang in tight here.
Get a handball.
Davey slipped the tackle. Jamar to Dunn. They're going backwards. Still have possession though, and they've got it into the hands of Green. He measures his kick too long in the air again. Good Mark Johnson. Stood his ground. He knew Farito was coming.
He's going to pay 50 metres as well. So this will be a great opportunity, or a reasonable opportunity for Melbourne. Just see caught under the ball, going back with the flight. And that's good courage from Johnson there. 50-metre penalty, needs to convert.
You'll get a kick in the backside, Michael Farito. That was just totally unnecessary at this time. Gives them a chance. It winds them up.
Game number 23, yet to kick a goal in AFL football.
History about to be made.
Left boot, right on 50. A helicopter to the square. History hasn't repeated itself. Can they do something here? Well done. This time it's Wanamiri. In just his second game. Came off the rookie list. Spots a player. Davey got him. Left footer. Tough kick from there.
Shannon. Line with me, mate. Thank you. Mate. Aaron, that's good there. No closer.
Clock running down here. 20 seconds remaining. Davey, tight. Right with him. Check side. Post.
Gee, Drew Petrie will kick himself about the lack of time, or the time he actually took to try and get rid of that and got run down. He had acres of room.
Hey. Stay there on the mark, Austin.
Shannon Watt in the back pocket.
Hey.
Just enough to Wells.
Stay there, stay there. You.
Campbell in front for the second time of the day. Matt Campbell's had the ball in his hands when the siren sounds. So he's been beaten by the clock once again. And, well, North Melbourne have control of this game, but the last 5 or so minutes have been better from Melbourne. Half-time here at the MCG. North Melbourne lead 8-11-59. Melbourne 3-6-24. The margin, 35 points.
Welcome back to the MCG. It is North Melbourne leading Melbourne by 35 points, 8-11-59 to 3-6-24. Edwards has 2 along with Jones for the Kangaroos, while Dunn and McLean have 1 each. Harvey's been leading the way with 12 positions, with Sam Power also being very good. Green and Wheatley have been the leading possession winners for the D's. And we have a look at the match stats, David, and certainly the disposals well and truly in favour of the Demons. They've over-possessed the ball and caused a lot of turnovers. You see anything else in those stats?
No, but I think that's the name of their game. They've got to continue to do that, Alistair, but not being able to execute it properly has just caused them terrible problems.
Well, that has been a big thing. The Melbourne turnovers in the first half really cost them. From the outset, they backed themselves. They worked very hard running off half-back, but just couldn't hit the targets. Their switch into the corridor certainly were hitting a lot of the Kangaroos players.
Well, I can't believe, I mean, I think that's the way to go, and their game plan demands it. But when you're going 40 plus and you get a bit of height in it, all you do is open up for the opposition. not only to get the ball, to get it exactly where they wanted, which was in the middle corridor.
Yeah, that has been the big thing. The distance they've kicked the ball, their intent's been there, but just continually turn over, and that discouraged players to run hard at the and support, so they don't run, and certainly the tempo will drop off in the second half if that continues to happen.
The confidence it's been knocked about something terrible today. In fact, they've been in position to receive, and then they stop running. I mean, the movement causes movement, and it's disappeared totally out of the Melbourne game.
And one of the exciting players for the Melbourne Demons, Aaron Davey. I mean, he just electrifies the footy field when he's on, and certainly his chase and his ability to back himself has been a positive for the D's.
Oh, I think he's one player that they rely on enormously, but it's the work on the way out. It's become the critical thing for forwards these days. He does his best work, in fact, without the ball to create opportunities again in their front half. Love him as a player. And he, at the moment, is a real light, isn't he? Light on the horizon for him.
Yeah, and those things are very good that he's doing. But I think if he sets himself to lay half a dozen tackles in the second half, it may result in some goals. He's moving very well, but if he can just keep the ball in the forward 50, it'll be a massive positive for the Demons.
And that's what the opposition have done extremely well. They've been able to keep the ball in and give them second chances to score goals that they lost initially.
And we can have a look at two of those players that have been leading the way for the Kangaroos in the first half for that chase and tackle, and we see two great examples, and certainly one was Wells and the other was Campbell. Just their ability to have second and third efforts, to hold the ball, to give their forwards another chance to have a shot on goal.
And aren't the Indigenous boys across competition, but a couple here at the Kangaroos side now are setting the way, and it's been an addition to their method, if you like. I think that is a sensational run down from behind. I mean, Bell should have been aware and wasn't, and there maybe should have been a call, but it had to make 15 or 20 metres to actually get him.
And that great position, great contested mark, resulted in a goal. And I suppose the only thing that has probably let the Kangaroos down in that first half was their shots on goal. We talked about it being on the ground early. It was blustery breeze down there, but the players are reporting back it's not that bad, but they cannot convert their opportunities.
Well, they've missed every what we would call straightforward set shot that you could find all the way across the face of goal, and it took an enormous effort by Jones in the finish. He's missed left, right and centre, and then kicked one of the most difficult goals of all time by coming off the boundary.
Well, it's been one of those games. It's 19 shots to 9, and certainly the Kangaroos have been dominating. We'll go to the break, and it's been a very scrappy first half. The Kangaroos are in control, and they lead Melbourne by 35 points. Welcome back to the MCG. It is half-time. The Kangaroos are leading by 35 points. And we've spoken a lot about the Kangaroos and the Demons, their type of game styles they're trying to put into play. And it's probably a good time to go down to Lee Colbert on the Barringer line and see how he sees it firsthand.
Yes, g'day there, boys. Interestingly, with the Demons, it's all about style of play for them. And as you can see, coming up, they talk about guys running from behind and plenty of carry. Here's Wheatley. He does a really good job here with Morton carrying the ball, but unfortunately, that's very stagnant and going sideways. And unfortunately, that puts pressure on the boys up the ground. They're running themselves out of position, the forwards. The defenders are happy because their forwards are running themselves out of position, as I mentioned, and the Demons will have had 40 more possessions than the opposition side in the first half, and just not good enough.
And we've spoke about it in the first half, how the wind was situated down there. Is it blowing any more than the start of the game?
Look, it's not overly bad, mate. It's, I mean, sure, it's swirly, but nothing that's too underwater. I mean, certainly shouldn't be the skill errors that it has been in the first half. So I'll be interested to see what happens now in the second half. Hopefully it can improve.
Colby, I don't think, Alistair, there's a great deal of wrong with the method, I think, of either side. It's just the capacity of the Melbourne players to carry it through. And you're quite right. If we do go laterally, it does upset the forwards. They're not sure when to go. It does play in the backhand, but it's the inability to keep possession. I think the method that they're trying to use is absolutely correct. They just haven't been able to execute it with any skill whatsoever.
And Colby, there'll be a big concern down there for all Kangaroo supporters. Lindsay Thomas, how's he situated?
Yeah, some good news with Lindsay. He copped a fairly tough kick to the shin just before half-time there, and he'll be okay. I spoke to Gordon McDonald, the physio for the North Melbourne Footy Club, said he's very sore. Obviously, they'll give him some attention at half-time, but he'll be okay to resume after half-time.
Well, thanks, Colby. There is another game on at Telstra Dome today. It's St Kilda and Geelong. We'll be able to cross over there and have a look at the score. as it is at the moment, and it is St Kilda trailing by 16 points, 7-8-50 to Geelong 10-66. Riewoldt has 3, Kosicki 2, Kelly and Johnson 2 apiece, and Hayes is leading the way for the possessions for St Kilda. So it is a very big situation here. 35 points the Kangaroos are in front. We'll be back shortly for the second half to see if the D's can bounce back.
Welcome back to the MCG. Melbourne returning to the ground. They trail by 35 points. The margin was 26 at quarter time. Their fans are hoping for a better second half. We should remember that North Melbourne haven't won a final quarter so far this season, so they have been dropping off. And dropping off is nothing that we're seeing with the netball so far. Plenty of action in the netball. Coming up on Fox Sports 3, the ANZ Championship is off to a brilliant start this year. And tomorrow we have a double-header live from 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Vixens will be taking on the Firebirds, and then don't go anywhere because that is followed immediately by the Magic taking on the Mystics. It's a great competition, and it's brought to you beautifully by Fox Sports 3. Gentlemen, Melbourne, well, here's a statistic for you, Alastair. They have lost their opening 14 quarters for the season. They have equalled the record set by St Kilda in 1897. If they don't win a quarter this third quarter, they will have the record of the worst opening quarter-wise in a season.
Now that's the big situation I was talking about that's going on at the MCG. It is very important that the Demons come out and bounce back. The last few minutes, they certainly had some good signs there, so hopefully they'll have been able to capitalise that in the early part of this quarter. Otherwise, they're going to drop the bundle and it could be a blowout. But the Demons, they fought it out late in the second term. They were well and truly out of the game, but stick to your game plan, continue to run. Hopefully, the execution of the skills will improve, and that'll make sure there is more goals on the board.
They've certainly over-possessed, as we suggested, but that might make you tired. I'm just trying to work out the fatigue aspect of two teams that have had dreadful fade-outs consistently in the first 3 rounds. So you wonder who's affected most. A team that has been getting a lot of the ball and using it a lot more times the opposition, or the other team who have just played. I think the Kangaroos have played in a fairly, not so much relaxed, but they haven't been pressured at all, in my opinion, except, as you suggested, that last 4 or 5 minutes of the second quarter suggested maybe that Melbourne were just getting a bit of a sniff.
Now, the mental fatigue, I think, is the factor that could weigh heavily on the Demons players. If they continue to run, continue to turn over the ball, they will get fatigued, stop running, and that'll compound the problem. Certainly, they need to keep their head up and keep backing their skills. I'm sure that's what Dean Bailey was telling them at half-time.
Lindsay Thomas jogging around the boundary. So that's good for him and good for Kangaroo supporters.
That's one interesting. Wheatley's taken up a position directly on the wing. He was starting in the back half in the first quarter, so maybe going to have more influence attacking-wise.
He's got the match-up on Brown. Obviously, a big body will charge in off the line.
Second half underway, and McIntosh flipping it back towards Simpson. He affects the clearance for North. Jones right with him, Bell.
Knock it out, well done.
Jones getting the rap from the umpire. It was a clever knock. Rawlings just couldn't quite get the target. McLean to White. And North Melbourne players, Watt and Harris, spoil each other.
Still 3-1.
Yeah, and McIntosh bangs it back forward. Jones with Harvey. Thompson searching for him. Jones just got rid of him with a strong bump. Corey Jones came through for North Melbourne. Gave it over to Thompson, who just hoiks it into the air. 3-on-1, and they spoil each other, Melbourne. Corey Jones to Campbell. Give on the up. Wells gets free. Hooks it round the corner too far. Out on the full. Melbourne moving it quickly. Cameron Bruce is the man.
Miller's got to work very hard because there's only Kangaroos players in front. He can't go long, has to go inboard.
White once again being used as a link man. Jones links up through the middle. Meets half volley.
Ball came out.
It does spill out. That's a quick, beautiful give from Davey. Gave it to Wheatley. In turn, McLean. Miller caused the contest. Did enough. Wanamiri threads it through to McDonald. Here's Davey from the outside of the boot. It's an absolute classic.
Fantastic work, good work rate once again from Aaron Davey. He's been pushed up into the midfield over the last 40 minutes of game time and is having an effect. He's being able to get to the dangerous position and he's got those silky skills to make something out of nothing. There was his teammate. I'm not sure who it was. They run into open goal there. Bruce it was actually. Probably could have chipped it across to him, but the silky skills made the conversion. Great start, exactly what the Demons needed.
Great goal from Davey, and we talked about the forward line of Melbourne before the game. Neitz, Robertson and Davey. Davey is certainly making a statement. 1-2 to him. Melbourne get the opening goal and they get the margin within 5. Simpson, though, again for North, driving it forward. Thompson's third in line.
Oh, there's a push.
Advantage paid. Campbell goals. So quickly do the Kangaroos answer.
How easy, just going back the step. The two that have gone forward, Simpson has taken, I reckon, 10 metres clear of any pressure in the circle, come round his left foot, and he's created 2 opportunities out of 3. Fantastic football.
And as we've heard the umpire describe through his effects mic, Shannon Grant had got the push in the back free kick. Advantage was obviously paid there. But the centre clearance, as you said, has been very much a big winner for the Kangaroos, but it was an unpressured clearance that was the problem there. Players were able to run into space and set up a good forward thrust.
3 centre clearances to Harvey, 3 to Simpson.
It's significant, isn't it, in the sense of this game?
And the last 20 minutes of the game, the Kangaroos have cleared centre half forward so they can run into space. They'll probably do it again here.
Wells. Campbell in front, holding, he'll have a shot on goal. So that tactic of just opening it up, certainly working.
Well, it means that you haven't got a centre half forward and centre half back and half back flankers running in at the centre contest. So if you've got the players that have got the clearance, they can run, they can set themselves up, they can take a bounce if they have the time.
It doesn't put the defence under pressure. I mean, when it's coming like that, you hate being down there on the end of that.
The free kick, the replay didn't quite show that Bartram had hold of his jumper just before that. Campbell for 2 in a minute. Not to be. Slides across the face.
Right, guys.
So it's a hard situation there. Probably what the Demons really need to do to stop that is push one of their forwards just in to block up the space at centre half back and make one of the Kangaroos players come up and match them up.
Play a 5-man forward line.
5-man forward line until they get the matchup they want.
Rivers took a strong mark, gave it to Brad Green. Nathan Jones runs for him. This is better. Done. Wobbles it forward. Robertson spins out of trouble. Gave it back to Morton. Almost got it forward. Bruce came in to lend a hand. Boundary throw in.
Well, they're keeping at it. I mean, that's the run. That's the option. That movement created some movement. They're sticking to the game plan well.
On the shoulder, North Melbourne, Hamish kick.
No, Hamish had won the knock anyway. So it was headed towards Harris.
James, stay out.
High ball. Should suit the defenders. Bell got in good position. Advantage against Bell. Goes to Harvey. He misses the kick. Sprays it to the right. I thought Bell made good position there.
There's a let-off there for the D's.
Just here, Nathan. Just along with me, thank you.
Get the opportunity to set up out of the defensive half now. Need some crisp ball clearance to get clear.
It's a great kick.
McDonald. Last 2 best and fairest. Bruce measures the pass to Sylvia.
Stay out, Daniel.
Short to a contest. Turnovers.
And that's killed it. It was Bruce that ran forward to get it. The kick was poor. Now it's going back to his mate.
Edwards. Campbell came in to help out. He wants Harvey Jones right with him, and Jones has started this 3rd quarter well. Lyndon done. They can switch play, and Rivers is his target. He can take it and go.
He could take 3 bounces here. One of the Kangaroos players got to go at him.
Could have taken 1 bounce in that time.
See, that's...
And kicks it out on the foot.
Just
what do you say?
Just
It typifies the Demons' first half. Found some space off half back, but it just slaughtered the ball through half forward.
Play on. You, Shane.
Switch of play from Rawlings to Harris. Still amazes me how players will bounce the ball in the first 2 metres if they've got space. I'd run 15, 18 before I bounced it. Get your momentum up. But anyway, here's Campbell. Wanted Thomas. Wheatley arrived in time. Wraps him up. Ball up just on the 50.
We just saw there with that kick out on the full where Bell and Wheatley running very hard to get back on their men. Because they'd run offensively tough and pushed up into their forward line, the turnover cost them. So that all that unnecessary running was unrewarded.
Would you go next time? No, you don't go next time when that happens.
Pratt has switched the play to Ferrito. Now Davey came towards him. Ferrito did enough to get it over the top to Power. Into the pocket. 2 to pick from. One of them's Harvey. No on the mark just yet.
Great kick by Power going in. That's the difference, isn't it? That kick going into Harvey compared with the previous one from Wheat.
He finds the target on the lead, Thomas.
2 metres, Brad. Wait, not yet. No, you, mate.
And it's those kicks, isn't it? The ones that eventually cross the 50-metre line into your forward line have to be spot on.
Just here with me, Nathan. Stay now.
This pocket is been proving very hard. Most kicks have been left out to the right.
Kick one in the first quarter, the opening goal of the game, and wants it to bend back or it'll end up where Alistair mentioned.
Nathan, come out the way. Quick. Thank you. Come out of the square. Clear the square, Nathan.
And that was good work from the Kangaroos. While their teammate was having a shot on goal, they all set up in the zone, so they were ready to go. There was no chance the Demons were going to get a quick clearance from the kick out.
2 on 1 here. It's a clever kick from Bell. Done.
That was well done, Harvey. Yeah, he was outnumbered. He was outsized, but he made enough of a contest to get the ball over the line so his teammates could get there for the stoppage.
McLean first to it from the boundary throw-in. Throw. No Hamish, come back. Rawlings for the free kick, is it?
McIntosh, their eyes lit up.
He wanted the goal.
Is that a lean day, Rawlings? One of his quietest days for a long, long time.
To the hot spot, looking for a crummer now, North. They've got plenty around the ball.
Oh, he's going to ping in. Oh, they love that, the umpires. As we discussed in the first quarter, it is a skill to hold the ball under, put weight of your body on the ball. So,
and we can hear that on the mic, and that'll be 50 metres.
That's 50. But it is a skill, and the players are conscious of it. They all do it themselves, and just very disappointed, obviously, to concede a free kick. Now, he's still arguing because he can't concede 100, but
he might have doubted anymore, so he can keep going until he gets reported.
Thompson kicks the goal. Rivers is coming off. Yeah, that could have been already dictated because Wheatley's coming off as well, but
I'll suggest that's part of the normal rotations.
We've given him the benefit of the doubt there, Alistair.
Alistair, I don't know how you see that and the end product of it. Well, it's just the ball's actually been knocked through. It's almost come out the back of his legs. He is not in control of the ball. They all jump on him. I mean, he's not got an obligation to get it away from the pack. He got rid of it from underneath him. I think that's technically very poor umpiring.
I think what the umpire was maybe hanging his hat on there, that he did drag the ball in.
He was originally one that brought it in, but it came out again. I reckon that's as good as out.
Yeah, and you don't want to discourage
we don't
guy
want to
who's going to go for the ball.
Going the ball.
True eyes of the footy.
So they do a lot of barracking the umps, don't they? Do a lot of coaching these days.
And that's a discussion for perhaps on the couch on a Monday night. But it is a little bit talk of the town at the minute. And the Kangaroos with a free kick.
Now Brad Green's gone back into that centre-half forward or centre-half back position to clog up the space.
Brown sets sail from home. 55 metres out, wobbles it forward too far. Another behind, margin to 44 points. Melbourne fans aren't happy with some of the decisions they're receiving.
I've been listening to your call. They must have it mic'd up in the coach's box. That's exactly what they've done.
Daniel Bell's just given it up. Campbell's already kicked one in this quarter. He's lining up for another.
Yeah, it's one of the most probably underrated jobs, really, kicking out from fullback. It's a tough job these days. I mean, I think when I came into the league, David, and I was playing fullback when you were my coach, it was just bang it long to the ruckman, and that was basically it. It is a great place to set up offensive surges, but also these turnovers can be costly.
Matty Campbell kicks it straight, kicks it true. He's got 2, and North Melbourne open up a 50-point lead. And after Melbourne got the first goal of the quarter, really, it's just been all one-way traffic since then, and there's the error.
Yeah, well, after Melbourne got the first goal and they finished off the second quarter very well, it's just once again the same thing. It's the turnovers, the execution of the skills has been the massive problem. The intent appears to be there. They have worked reasonably hard, but certainly the runners are being discouraged by the minute to run.
Oh, right. And Alistair, it's really quite a sad thing for the Melbourne supporters to come when they've worked that hard just to see them constantly give it back. I reckon they've had 10 goals from direct givvies.
Good, both hit it there. Got it out.
Bruce gave it to McDonald in front. Wanamiri.
Stay there. Wait. Stay there.
McDonald runs on for him. Yeah, he decides that Robertson's his best option. Gibson with that left-hand punch. Very, very consistent with that. And Lauer off the outside of the boot. Here's Gibson again. Clever. I like Gibson. I think he's a very good player.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Had a tough day at the office last week on Buddy Franklin, but was given away enormous size. Yeah. If he can be your second or third tall defender, he's going to be an outstanding player for a long time for the Kangaroos.
Thomas, that's got to go long. Carroll got back.
Switch, Jace, switch.
Yes, thanks, mate.
And good defensive spoil from Nathan Carroll. Managed to get a fist on the ball, kill the contest.
Good.
Jamar in front for the right contest.
Got it out.
Jones with strength.
Got it out.
Bruce. Davey. He's got no right foot at all. Doesn't need it sometimes with his pace, does he? But that's a classic example. Here's Neitz. Well, Bartram had to go there and he didn't. Perceived contact, it wasn't there. Campbell to Grant. On the way back, the Kangaroos, and this is Jones. Players through the middle of the ground.
Don't just stand there, please. Play on.
Wobbles. It's a terrible kick in the end.
Yeah, Bartram's effort. They're the sort of things you want somebody to actually lift up and take that. I think it was a good call, Matthew. His inability then to apply himself just cost the team dearly.
Face the ball.
Which is unusual for him.
Good.
Now this is McLean, who got it from Bell. McDonald.
He's going to have to carry it once again.
McLean. Cut off by Campbell. Bell came through again. So too McDonald. To Bartram. To Green. Has he spotted someone? No, he's just kicked it long. Not a bad effort, though. Robertson in front. The crummer is Bruce.
Perfect positioning.
Gave it to Robertson. Outside 50. Scrubs it forward. They're still alive here, though, Melbourne. Watt goes back and didn't panic. Gave it to Pratt. And McIntosh out wide, but he can go up the corridor to Power. They've got numbers on the northern grandstand side, and one of them is Campbell, having a good third turn.
Oh, they've run away from Campbell.
Kicked it, dribbled it through everyone again. Here's Nathan Jones. Right with him, Corey Jones.
Knock it out, ball's out. Got it out.
Sylvia, desperate to get hold of it. Now, Gibson in a spot of bother.
Yeah, he's been pretty uncomfortable there at centre half forward for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Coming for the ground, Lee Colbert will keep an eye on that. We'll get a report shortly, but that doesn't look too good. He's got the leg in the air. We're back with the action and...
Knock it out of there. Get it out.
Jones.
It's been good this quarter, Jones.
He's winning the clearances, isn't he? Simpson wins the ball, though. Bad bounce for Green. Danger zone for North here, but Green got it away to Bell. They're falling down here. Wheatley backs himself to run. That's a beautiful kick. That is an outstanding kick off the side of the boot. Said, you run there, I'll find you. Jeff White's going to chip it over the top. Morton on the end of it. And he kicked 2 last week.
Probably lucky to be, what is it supposed to be, 20 metres?
I didn't think it was anywhere near it, but it was a good build-up, wasn't it? They kept going, had a bit of space. The handball was accurate for a change, and the finish was a delightful kick to White. Absolutely delightful. Loaded into the space behind him where he had to run, and he was able to mark it with ease.
We saw there Gibson looking at that left knee.
Young Carl Morton. 30 metres out, he's hooked it. It was never likely.
Just dropped that on the inside and had to chase it, and obviously was always going to drag the shot across to the left.
Gibson. Now here's Gibson, who's getting... That was the contest with Robertson. He comes through, and again it's a body just across.
Not sure whether it was even maybe a slight hyperextension when he actually landed. It straightened the leg before he hit the ground, and there was no give. So maybe why there's some damage with the left knee.
Brown has it, and he heads to the outer side. Over the back was Wells, but Green there first. Getting a lot of the ball, Brad Green, disposal number 18. Now he has Miller on. He can go back through the middle. They're lining up out here, Melbourne. Choice of two. One is Rivers, and he's got it. Needs. Just can't get into the game, David Needs. Pratt. Just did enough, Robertson, to keep it alive for Melbourne. McDonald's caught high.
Yeah, that was good work. He went in lower and harder than his opponent and copped the high whack. Deserves a free kick.
And a massive cheer. There have been two massive cheers this quarter. After 9 handballs, when Green finally kicked it, they went up in unison. And finally, when the umpires saw one in their favour, that is Melbourne, they went up in unison again.
And David Needs hasn't had a big impact on the game. He's just had 3 marks, 3 kicks for the day. He's had to push up to get his possessions right up the wing. But still, the delivery hasn't been kind to him. It's been very hard on him.
Hasn't scored so far this season. James McDonald. Terrific young man. It's the post.
Just nothing has gone right for the D's. Those half chances, the ball was certainly floating back from left to right, but not quite enough to miss the post.
And North to come in. We've got 8.5 minutes remaining. The margin is out to 48 points. They have total control of the game.
And the Kangaroos just huddled up for their kick in there, and the Demons just surrounded them up, basically going man on man. So when the player let out, the Demons defenders just picked one up on the way out.
Is this a learning experience for Edwards too? He's been playing in the back half since that injury to Gibson.
Stay there, lean up, Aaron.
Be good for him. He's certainly been an effective forward, but always very handy to have another string to his bow.
He's picked up a stat there as he drives the ball forward inside the forward 50, but it's at ground level where Melbourne have some numbers. Sylvia gets it and heads out wide to Miller's in some real space here. No one up forward. He keeps going. He's told to by the crowd. Quickly to Robertson.
Nowhere to go. It's 5 on 1.
Wheatley trying to create something. He runs into a hole.
What happens here, Coach?
Well, they've got to be patient. There is no point bombing it long. He's going to bomb it long, but there's no point, I wouldn't have thought. Very hard to take a pack mark in this situation.
David Parkin asking Alistair Lynch what happens here, Coach. Well, that's interesting.
Well,
is it 4 premierships, David, or 5?
No, he was coached himself, this boy.
Wanamiri to finish it off, and he does. No coaching required.
And that's why I'm not a coach. I said don't go long, be patient. But there was numbers at the contest that when the ball hit the ground, they were able to put enough pressure on to get another attempt at shot on goal, and that was good work.
Oh, no, he actually did take his time. He actually took your advice. He took time. He waited for the cavalry to come. They came in numbers. He bombed it long, and they actually made something out of a very difficult decision. It was a well-executed goal.
Let's head down to Lee Colbert. Lee, you've got some news on Gibson?
I have indeed, Matthew. Doesn't look good. He's a little bit disappointed. He's gone into the dugout and actually punched the dugout, in fact, but just doesn't look too great for Josh. It looks like his day is definitely over, and let's hope it's not a serious knee injury.
Thanks, Lee.
Going straight back, guys. Straight back.
Petrie, Power and Campbell joining him on the bench at the moment. Margin back to 42 points. Jamar in the ruck. McLean diving over the top of it.
Against Daniel! Against Daniel! Into the pack.
Yeah, just a reckless attack into the
pack, pushing the back.
Into the pack there. Gave a free kick away. That was Daniel Harris who was against.
McLean, and you mentioned Rawlings before, David. McLean, his direct opponent, and McLean's had a bit of it of late. He's up to 15 disposals. Here's Davey.
Had a bit of better usage then.
Yep.
3 good usages get them a shot in 50. I know it's wide, but he's brought it back in Robertson. That's great.
Here's Johnson, who we talked about before, hadn't kicked a goal in league footy and sprayed his shot. Is he too far out? He is a designated kicker. He can get home.
Oh, can't he? What?
To the line, just to behind.
I can't believe the designated kicker's allowed to hover around like that in so many teams. Remember when Stewie Jew used to do it with Port Adelaide?
Well, Wheatley does that in the NAB Cup games for the 9-point goals.
9-point
He's the
goals,
first man to do it.
Well, he's hovering around there again, and there was not an opposition player with him, Cooey.
David Neitz receiving some attention up and about. And Harvey on the overlap to Rawlings, creating some space.
Their movement's twice as good as Melbourne's when it comes to a stationary kick like this.
It's fluid, isn't it?
Yep. It's great.
Harvey provides an option. Not his best kick, though.
Oh,
nice work by Wells. Sets up Grant. Heads towards Thompson or Edwards. Take your pick. Edwards was at the back. Ground level, crumbing beautifully. Simpson. And Thomas, I should say.
Smart goal. As you said, that the work rate of the forwards, and it's not just the forwards that are going to get the ball or on the end of the kick. It's the ones that are working hard to get into space and get out of space so someone else can move into. And that was a great tap on there by, I think it was Wells, that knocked the ball forward, or Campbell was it, that knocked the ball on into space. And that's very handy work. Good goal. And that's a team goal, basically.
That's good for him. Lindsay Thomas.
Yeah, the knock was Wells. It was a very clever knock.
Very clever knock, yeah.
So Lindsay Thomas has 2.
And that's part of his bit. He was recruited because he was essentially a small, crumbing, goal-kicking forward, and he's certainly done his bit today.
Got 4 out of Thomas and Campbell.
That's terrific, isn't it?
Yep. Rawlings. Petrie. Caught. Got it away just in time. Johnson. Nowhere to go. Wheatley. Nope.
That obsession with going into the corridor at all times.
Grant, and he spotted Corey Jones. Yeah, good spoil. Came back to Bell. Rivers. Wheatley got it from Carroll. They're trying to work it out of their defence. Johnson's got to be quick. Gets his kick in time. Ferrito right with Neitz. Beats both of them. Simpson going back. And he just chips it forward. And this is Ross. The young man in his first game. Ferrito. Wider. Harvey on the pass. Wells.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? I mean, the constant work, the constant options, they got to make a decision about which one's the better one, not is there one, and that's the difference.
Right there, that's in line with it now. Right, thanks, mate.
11 disposals for the afternoon for Daniel Wells. A couple of goal assists, though, they've been very clever. A tackle that resulted in a goal.
James, thanks, mate.
On the angle, it is a fine kick. Just
clear.
Touching the post. So another poster for the Roos.
Good there, Nathan. Thanks, mate.
12-15, 27 scoring shots to 14. It's a domination as far as weight of inside 50s and scoring shots.
Be still.
Wheatley trying to work hard. Trying to get something going. That's 2 in a row from Wheatley, where he's just drilled it back through the middle, straight to North Melbourne. This time it was Simpson who gave it to Power. Up in the air. Good luck, catch that one. Ross crumbing. Green to Nathan Carroll. Running. He's not sure. Bartram's under some pressure. They're all under pressure. Whelan. Will the turnover eventually come, or can they work it out? Bruce goes back to McDonald. He's got Miller on the lead.
Needs a big grab here.
And he got it.
Good mark under pressure. Important one, because it would have exposed the defence once again of the Demons, who have pushed up.
This is the one that's the important one, though, isn't it? Not to turn it over, to find a target. McDonald, it heads over his head, and it's a boundary throw-in.
You're right, Matthew. It is that final one that gets you into the territory where you can score, and Melbourne have been abysmal at it, to be truthful.
Lauer trying to get through. Wrapped up.
Tackle, Susie got it. Thanks, Drew.
3 minutes remaining in the third term.
Just having a look at the inside 50s, 28-50, well in favour of North Melbourne.
That's a good, clever knock from White. Davies on the end of a handball, but goes back to Johnson. Good vision. Spotted McDonald, or is done? It's done.
Fantastic vision. There's an enormous amount of players and traffic around that sort of area, but the ability to look up, have the composure to find a target then has been the big problem with the Demons today. Actually execute the skill was first class.
This should be within his capacity.
Yep. Yeah, he can get home from here. He kicked the first goal of the game for Melbourne late in that first term. He can get the distance. Thanks, Adam. Runs very right, and that's exactly where he ran, even though the kick went sideways in the air. But
he's trying to get greater purchase, because he obviously thought he couldn't get the distance, which we thought was well within his capacity, but maybe the wind prevented it.
You run right, that's where the footy goes.
Yep.
Daniel Harris, no one on the mark. He's waiting for an option.
And that's good work from Wells to run into
pushed
space.
Harvey at ground level.
You'll get it
Wells
here again.
keep going here. Got it from Ferrito. Oh. He's on the burst, Wells. Into the pocket. He hooks it just a little bit. Thomas lurking. Spinning, wanted a free kick. He's not going to get it. Daniel Bell. And amazingly, Thomas is still down behind play. But no, he's up now. Melbourne run it out through Morton towards the wing. Miller can take it and go, and he does. They've got some space here, Melbourne. Robertson on the end of this. Kick hooked back. He tried to take a magnificent catch, then slips but couldn't. Ferrito off the ground. Chance for Morton. Neitz is alone in the goal square. He's not going to get there. He got a boot to that. That might have saved him, and he gets high. Advantage.
Oh, good
Johnson
advantage.
spots a player, and that sums it up.
Bring it back now. Bring it back now.
Advantage if you want it, running through the 50. I think I'll take that dead in front, but he just tried to manufacture a pass instead of on-ballers and forwards should be kicking those goals, so back yourself to kick the goals.
Why didn't he? Why wouldn't you?
That's a training drill, cutting through the middle, isn't it? Just cut through the middle, finish off.
Absolutely.
I think he was assessing the question posed by the umpire. Do you want the advantage?
Ross at the other end trying to kick his first goal in league football. High ball at the back. Edwards again. He loves the sit.
That hurts. Contested marks are something that's happening for the Kangaroos in their forward 50. It's not happening in the forward half for the Demons, and these are goals that just are happening too often against the Demons' defence.
Well, it's something that Robertson and Neitz used to be able to do, but don't have the capacity to do it anymore.
Edwards bangs it through. He's got 3.
I mean, once you get around 50, in the old days with Melbourne, with those two players around, they were capable of doing exactly what Edwards did then, but neither are now, so they don't even take the risk to do that.
Yeah, see here, Edwards has got a free jump. There's no body pressure on him, so he's got a clear jump and run, and most medium-sized forwards in the competition will take those marks. When you've got a free run, there's no body pressure on him at all, so he had to jump over the pack.
Rivers was his man.
And
I think Rivers came. Oh no, maybe it's not. No, maybe I'm underestimating. It's in fact Carroll, isn't it? I think Carroll's his man, if that's the lineup that it was. Rivers came in the side and tried to hit it, but you're quite right. What you hated most was not having the run at the
clear
ball, run at it.
You know, as a full back, that's all you did. You made sure you got body on for the contest, so the good forwards in the competition didn't have a clear jump at the ball.
Yep.
Calamity at one end, success at the other. 53 points is the margin as North go forward once again late in this third term. Harvey's very clever. He lays it off to Ross. He's played on. He's got a man out wide, but he kicks it to the top of the square. In front, good mark, Bell. He's on Edwards at the minute.
A bit of class from Brent Harvey. His 20th disposal.
And once again, Melbourne have lost another quarter. The good news for North Melbourne is they continue to dominate this game. From start to finish so far, there's still a quarter to go. Can they make it 4 in a row? Let's find out after the break. It's North Melbourne, 53 points in front of Melbourne. It does spill out. That's a quick, beautiful give from Davey. Gave it to Wheatley, in turn McLean. Miller caused the contest, did enough. Wanamiri threads it through to McDonald. Here's Davey from the outside of the boot. It's an absolute classic. A rare moment of precision for Melbourne in that term, but it is a 53-point margin to North Melbourne at the moment in complete control. Edwards has been very good. He has 3 goals, 5 single goal kickers for Melbourne. Harvey, the most polished performer on the ground, and Green and Wheatley have tried hard down back, as has Daniel Bell, but Well, as we look at the stats, gentlemen, it's all the inside 50s tell the tale.
And that is the big thing, and certainly being able to hit targets inside 50 is the massive one. And Lee Colbert's got the assistant coach of Melbourne on the boundary line.
Sean mentioned in the cross about inside 50s. Difficult job for a defender for Melbourne today.
Yeah, the boys have been under siege, no doubt about that, but certainly when we're coming out of defence, we've probably been overusing the footy, and some turnovers are going back over their heads. So it's been partly because the Kangaroos have played really well and got the ball in there as well, but we haven't been able to work the ball outside of our defensive 50 too well.
Turnovers, as you mentioned, have been a problem. Just the execution. The boys have actually found the ball all right, it's just giving it back.
Yeah, they have. I mean, late in the second quarter it was better, and even parts of that third quarter, but we've just got to continue to run and give options. If we've actually stopped moving, it's harder to give your teammate option to use the football. So we've just got to really fight the last quarter out and make sure we're really spreading and working for options for our teammates.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Good on you, mate. And boys, spoke to Josh Gibson actually on the boundary line. Pretty emotional. He's obviously got a serious knee injury. We're not sure how bad yet, but he actually said that it's not a full reconstruction, but it does look like it's going to be some weeks. So not great news for Josh.
Well, that is bad news. Thanks, Lee, with the ice pack on and the head in the towel. Let's hope that it's not too many weeks that he spends on the sidelines, because he's an important player down back for them. As we mentioned a couple of times today, he's very, very talented. And North Melbourne, everything has been positive for them today. That is the only negative so far.
And probably, if we're being honest, it's a bit more difficult as an opponent when the opposition are not doing the normal, so-called normal things that you predict and you move and you plan and you execute according to. When it doesn't happen, it often brings you down in the sense of being, cooperative and cohesive with each other. So I think in the circumstances, whatever the last quarter might bring, and remember these are the two failing sides and fading sides in final parts of games. It might be even difficult for them to lift themselves at this stage.
Kangaroos with 7 players at full forward.
Well, it looks like, the Demons did put one back, but they've rotated an extra player down there at the Kangaroos to get the one-on-one situation that they want.
So away, and it's Bruce out wider looking for Miller.
Just outnumbered, no support there at all. It's been very hard for the Melbourne forwards all day. You look at their key forwards of Neitz, Robinson, Miller. Davey's probably been the only leading light, or the only bright light for the Demons in the forward half.
That's all right.
Rawlings goes back, and they're trying to set something up here, North. Simpson over the top of Rawlings. Now coming out to meet it for Melbourne was Wheeler. Went to ground, got the free kick. There's a player on. Sylvia spotted him. It's Miller, can play on or give it to Jeff White. He can go over the top. They get a chain of handballs. One more will do, but hang on. Robertson did well, spun, lost it. Well, that is just Melbourne's day.
Yeah, a bit sympathy for Neitz then. I think he got clobbered in the incident. Might have been a free kick after he got rid of it, but anyway. They've turned it over again on the vital stage. They managed to do it all the time.
It was. Let's take nothing away from the Kangaroos. Just once again, great pressure. They put Melbourne. They wouldn't look like an easy goal. It was just going to be run into an open goal, but they put that much pressure on. It was even perceived pressure on some occasions, but they managed to get a turnover.
Ferrito with the kick out towards Brown in front of Rivers, but the boundary line is there.
And that's good work, because they did 7 forwards, the Kangaroos, but one of the forwards is saying, right, I'm going to take my man out there. I've got someone who's committed to me, and they've committed one-on-one. Well, I'll get out and create the space we need to have.
This is now Sylvia for Melbourne.
Oh, great
it's going to
chase.
be run down by Harvey, but he did it well to get it to McDonald in time from 60 metres out to the fat side and to the advantage of Robertson.
And that was a good pass, but the chase from Brent Harvey was fantastic.
Super.
You were well and truly in control of the game. He's had another good game. Probably doesn't really need to do it, but it might be 5 minutes down the track, but that chase might come into effect, put perceived pressure on someone, and may result in a turnover. This occasion, it was a mark in the forward 50, a rare one to the Melbourne forwards.
It'll be his first score for the afternoon. It's a fairly lackadaisical kick.
She's home, though.
It's home. Some reward at last.
Yeah, some reward a long time. He's struggled today, and I know the delivery's got to be a little bit better for him, but he usually makes something out of nothing, and he's not being able to make something out of nothing as often.
And we just see here
the example of the chase. That's great speed. We know how it's easy to run forward and have great pace, but when you're running back into the defensive half and chasing someone that you're probably not going to catch, that was certainly encouraging for all Kangaroo fans and certainly his teammates. But good to see Robbo get a goal on the board, and he's had a little bit of the ball, but just hasn't been able to capitalise and get some scoreboard pressure on the Kangaroos opponents that he's had.
First goal for the last quarter to Melbourne. And they'll get a clearance here. They go backwards to go forwards. Neeks missed it. Wanamiri trying to mop it up at ground level. Ferrito stood in the tackle and hands out towards Grant. Back to where it just came from. Lauer on the end of it. Wells or Jeff White, one of the free kick didn't get it. Edwards the fumble.
Knock it out.
Edwards went again. Gave it to Sam Power. High ball. Thompson at the back. The fist came from Carroll. Harvey is lurking. So too Lindsay Thomas. Wheeling there for Melbourne. Carroll under some pressure. Just dribbles it forward. Bruce didn't take it. Ross underneath all that. Carroll comes in again. Ball up.
Nathan Jones is in some discomfort at the top of the goal square, just rising to his feet now. We just see the contest goes in and might have got a knee on the head. Accidental knee from Brent Harvey.
Yep. Yeah, came down on it. And the trainers are involved there. Everybody in the wrong spot at the wrong time, but we have a behind.
Yeah, two efforts there, one by White, who threw himself back looking for a free kick, and Bruce, who missed the one, went straight through his legs. They're devastating actions, those.
Jones is coming from the ground as Melbourne attack on the outer side. Brad Green, good mark, running with the flight of the ball. Hooks it back into the middle. Wanamiri in front spot. Smith there for Melbourne. Watt as well. Lauer clearing. Rawlings is out there. Now he can go back towards Harris. He does.
Stay out, Brook. Stay 5 metres.
So
he could sit the ball on the ground and sit on the ball, couldn't he? At the moment, there's nothing.
Well, he's kicked it to Power, so they're going in jumper order. 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Where's Shannon Grant? Not this time. Lee Brown.
Mark's there.
Just plenty of time and space for the Kangaroos. They're just wandering up the ground here at the moment. There's not a lot of pressure from the Demons defenders.
Harris. Now, who can he find? Wanted Thompson. He crashes into the back of the Melbourne defender, and it's young Morton.
He's got the footy. Jonesy, please. Thank you.
He just lobs it over the top to Daniel Bell, and he gets it out to Jeff White, who's had plenty of possessions, number 20. In turn, they're trying to set up a loose man here. Sylvia can chip it over the top again to Miller. You've got a couple of players running for him on the inside. He wheels around. He hits it long. Neats.
Play on.
Made a contest.
Knock it out if you can. He's locked in there. Good tackle.
Made a very good contest, Dave Neats, but came down pretty hard. Looks like he might have even hurt his right wrist, but he fell heavily on his left-hand side. Just hasn't been able to get free and get his hand on the ball very much today. Just the 4 possessions.
Dunn came in over the top, gave it to Davey. High ball, is it coming back enough? It's still towards the top of the square. Smith kept possession to Harris.
Got it out.
North will get it out. They'll do exactly what they're told. They run it out with hands and confidence. McIntosh, Smith gone. Well done, Lyndon Dunn. Came back for another effort. Plays on quickly to Bartram. Bartram takes a bounce. Robertson, he wants it long. He's in the best spot for it. The kick to his advantage. He couldn't get it. Lee Brown did enough. Watt to Brown, who went again. No one home here for North, though. Wheatley in front. And the boundary line beats him. Here's the chase from Lyndon Dunn. Petrie to do battle with White. Would back White most times to win that. Green, support running from Sylvia. Now Neeks has got some space. Should get this one and does.
One of the very rare times in the forward 50s he's had any sort of space, and with quick ball movement, and Robbo's on the goal line by himself.
He's going to get it too.
So a lapse in concentration for the Kangas.
Robbo's got 2 in a row.
Oh. I think if you're in the box, you'd be reacting very badly for that. I mean, he should have been forced to kick the distance. No, certainly he's a great kick, Newts, but that's a disaster.
Oh, exactly. I mean, when you're 40 metres out, your confidence is down, you haven't had a great day, it's always going to be a very difficult shot on goal. Just a lapse of concentration that I'm sure Dean Laley would be a bit disappointed in. But good to see the captain, David Neitz, get his hand on the ball there. Good mark. See Russell Robinson didn't want to sing out, just waving the arms, didn't want to draw attention from one of the Kangaroos defenders.
It was a long while coming, wasn't it?
He was shaking the arms, but a handy one.
Wonderful vision of what we could see at ground level. Robbo just screaming for it. Well, Melbourne have got it back to 41. And as we said at the start of the game, the Kangaroos haven't won a last quarter this season. And they don't appear to have the urgency to try to change that at the moment. They're sort of playing a gear down.
Just the only thing in their favour is Melbourne haven't won a quarter all year.
Yeah, but North Melbourne appear to be just playing within themselves at the minute.
And you can probably understand that. That was probably a prime example with Robinson being well and truly by himself, that they may have just backed off the throttle.
Brown trying to set something up. Simpson to Wells. Nice spoil from McDonald, who's right with Grant. Or just paddles it out into the open, hoping someone's there. McDonald with hands over the top. Davey to Sylvia. There's a man in the middle. He found him. It's Green. Back to Sylvia. Campbell's got speed. He did enough to run him down. Force the turnover. Brown to Smith. Ed Lauer. Out wide. Poor kick. Lucky bounce. Thompson for the goal. And gets it.
Lucky bounce indeed. I'll put my defender's hat on there. Nathan Carroll, that was an unlucky bounce. He took front position. He had to attack the ball, and it's just gone straight over to his direct opponent. Once again, we've seen many examples today of great chase and tackling and putting pressure on, causing turnovers. And we see this bounce here. He did the right thing. You've got to attack the ball. But so often when things aren't going your way, they'll just bounce straight over your head into the hands of your direct opponent, and he'll hurt you with the goal.
He hasn't had a bad day, but I just think there was a little hesitancy in the approach to the ball, and that's how I look at it as a coach. I mean, he did make the right decision at the game, but I don't think he went with the ferocity or confidence that he needed to trap the ball.
3 to Thompson, 3 to Edwards, and 2 to the Crummers in Campbell and Thomas. If Corey Jones ends up with 3, it's a perfect structure, isn't it?
That is a very dangerous forward half.
Brown bangs it long again. Where is Corey Jones? He's in that pack somewhere. He's got us on hands and knees trying to get it.
This is an interesting move with Brown. We talked about it before the game, and he doesn't play long stints there because I don't think he's got a huge tank, but he gets over the ground pretty well for a big bloke, and he's been fairly constructive with limited use of the ball.
16 disposals. Yep. Shannon Grant found himself with a little bit more time than he expected. Got on his left, hooks it a bit too far.
And the thing is, Parko, with that matchup off the wing, he's got the ability to go back in the defensive half and beat a third-up jumper and put some very effective spoils on. And also, not so much this week, but last week he was able to go forward off the wing and have a few shots on goal.
Great pace defensively there from Campbell to force the ball out of bounds.
Even the boundary umpire's getting tired.
I didn't see a hold, Brock. If I see a hold, I'll pay it.
Brock McLean must have been
up off the rack,
suggesting to the umpire he'd been held.
Very hard man to beat, Brady Rawlings.
Knock it out, get it out.
And they're at it, both of them in there.
I love that. That sort of brings the argument to nothing, doesn't it? Oh, sorry, if you were held, I didn't see it. Like it.
But you just putting that little bit of doubt in the umpire's mind that maybe I'll look a bit harder next time.
Yep.
Plenty of players around the ball. One of them is Harris and hooks it back. Gee, that's not a bad kick, right to the square.
Oh.
Gave his man a chance, and Thompson will get 4. Clever kick from Harris.
Unforgivable to sit under a high ball and take what was a very strong mark. He just towered above his opponent, and the third up jumper shouldn't have happened, but it's a credit to him that he was able to take a mark in that sort of position on the ground.
His best against Melbourne is 5. He's got 4.
Can I make mention of Harris too? Harris caught one, his own teammate, very early in the first quarter. A very heavy knock on the far wing and going for 2 of them for a single ball, and he copped one. And he struggled around, but he's got tremendous courage. To have stayed, to compete, to continue to compete inside as he does. It's a great effort to get it into the right spot for Thompson to jump onto that.
You'll see Bell there. He's jumped across the front of Nathan Thompson. Realistically, he had to jump with the knee into the side or the back and get big purchase on the ball.
Got to make contact. If you're going sideways and across, you've got to hit the ball, hit the bloke. If you don't hit either, whoa.
Well, you've got to risk giving away a free kick, but you shouldn't concede a mark.
2 in a row to North, and they've put the foot back down on the pedal. Davey spreading it to Jones, back on the ground after copping that heavy knock. Wheatley runs for him, out in front of Green. It's on his wrong boot, though.
He's ran hard for most of the day, Green.
Yep.
Well, he tried very hard last week, did some good things. So
well and truly their best possession.
His attitude is very good. Robertson was acrobatic, as usual, but didn't have the football. Ross. Rivers and Jones doing battle. It's been a fascinating one-on-one, that one.
Have a look at Russell Robinson. We see this every few weeks from Russell Robinson. He goes low, and luckily he's got a very strong neck, because he puts it in some very ordinary positions at times.
Dunn to clear for Melbourne. There's Robertson. He couldn't quite trap that. Pratt feeds it out towards Harvey, keeps it in. And steps around nicely. His use of the ball today has been superb. Sylvia stands strong.
Stay there, Lindsay.
Good mark.
Still you.
Now Robertson. And he just spilt it. At 3 attempts, and Melbourne have turned it over here, but Green went back to help out. Carroll slipping.
Well, they're doing everything they can to turn it over.
They haven't given up on it yet. Nathan Jones got it from Chris Johnson. To White.
Let him up there, Shannon. Stay there, stay there.
Got a player wide, and he spots him. Wheatley, big kick. 55 out, launches and kicks a belter. The designated kicker has designated.
And they kept that. I've given their due. I reckon they hit 5 times to the ground in front of their mate, but they kept buttering up with numbers, and eventually they squeezed it out. They squared it up to Wheatley, and Wheatley has just gone bang from outside 50, and it's covered the ground easily.
And Jeff White has been another one of those players for the Demons that has been a good contributor today. He's covered an enormous amount of territory, but there would be an awareness, the Kangaroos, in their planning that Wheatley has that capability. Everyone in the stadium knows he can kick those. You just got to be aware when he's sneaking off half back towards the forward line that he's a dangerous man once he gets within 60, 65 metres.
Well, who's going to win the last quarter? Lynchy, this is a very important stat in the final analysis of the day. Who wins the last quarter?
St Kilda fans on the edge of their seat from their 1897 record. They're happy that that's over now. Melbourne have got the opening start, but Wheatley's tried hard. He's got his second goal for the season, and this is Wells now. To the goal square. Sylvia, another good mark.
He's had a good last quarter in defence.
He has, hasn't he?
Wait, not yet.
This is Cameron Bruce.
Yeah, mate.
Running to provide an option. Daniel Bell. Up the line. White just did well to create a path almost for Miller, but he got an unkind bounce. That went sideways.
And we see the attendance, 23,500 people, and I think from the hype of this week, North Melbourne will be fairly disappointed in that. Obviously, this game was originally scheduled for the Gold Coast at Carrara, and there was some funding to go and play their game there, so a disappointing turn-up.
Well, it is when I think they need 30-plus Alistair to make ends meet here, so they open the stadium. It costs them to play the game today.
Over 30,000 members, but I guess from the club's point of view, that's disappointing. From the scoreboard's point of view, it's going to be their second win of the season.
We talked about the difference between the member and the supporter. Yeah. The supporter's here and the member's not.
Wanamiri may get a free kick. He does.
Well done. He put his body in a position that he was going to get crunched and drew the free kick for in the back. So good work from the young fella in just his second game.
St Mary's player, Vian Nord in the SANFL, came off the rookie list last week for his first game as Rivers comes off. And Wanamiri lining up for his first goal. He'll be a bit tense. It's a kick he should make. A little bit of stutter, but the finish is pretty good. And he's got his first in AFL football. Well done, Austin.
That's good.
And that is very good news from the young St Mary's player. I mean, the MCG is a long way from St Mary's. There's several great players come out of that club up in Darwin, but he's an exciting player. Certainly the Demon supporters will be encouraged by some young talent, and there's a lot of older players in this team, but he's someone that they would hope will be leading the charge back up the ladder in the years to come.
They're exciting.
Second goal, I'm sorry.
Yes. Is that second goal?
It is the second goal. He got one earlier on.
Yeah, there's some very good Indigenous boys. I mean, Hawthorn have got Rioli and Stokes in one go. Similar attributes.
Knock it out if you can. Oh, I'm locked up there.
Now, once again, the Kangaroos are cleared centre-half forward, so if they do clear this congestion, this stoppage, they'll be running into space, so it should be a shot on goal.
That's all right.
Power.
Yo.
Trying to get it forward. Into the 50. Sylvia over the top. Thomas Lurking. He's got a couple. Can he make it three? I think he can. He's happy.
That's good for the kid, isn't it?
It is. Speaking of exciting young players,
he'll remember the day for all the right reasons. I think a few others will remember them for the wrong reasons.
See, once again, good clearance. Certainly wasn't the situation I was talking about, but it came out of the back of that stoppage. But just there was enough movement and pressure once the ball hit the ground to conjure up another goal.
And a good take in the stand by one of those 23,000 punters. Clean hands.
No, good work. Very encouraging signs for the Kangas. They've been good today. The Demons, on a couple of occasions, have thrown everything at them, but just not a sustained attack.
Morton standing in the way.
Sure. There's been some floaters, though.
It's a floater, and it's actually a lucky floater because it's ended up with McLean. Robertson peels to the right. Clever kick.
Oh, clever kick.
One of the best kicks we've seen today.
Oh, you caught it, Matthew. That is a... Gee, how hard is it to deliver that? He was running almost at 60-degree angle to the kick, and he kicked off the outside. Perfectly placed for the bloke to run onto it. Practice those every day.
Now, Robertson lining up for his third goal of the quarter. He's finishing with a burst. And no question about that one. Russell's got three.
Well, you'd hope, Matthew, that it runs him into a bit of confidence and forms for the weeks ahead, because he's been carried for weeks, and most of this game as well. So to finish that well will give him and the Melbourne supporters a bit of heart.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, they've got Carlton here next week at the MCG on the Sunday afternoon. If he can bag another one before the end of the game, finish with 4, and really attack the game in the first quarter next week.
Yeah, the Demons need him. He's bouncy, effervescent best in the forward 50. He jumps for big marks. He doesn't always take them, but he's got a presence on the ground. That's certainly in the first month of this season. He hasn't had that presence that we're used to over recent years.
No, they need him up and going.
Back to the middle. And it's Simpson trying to get it going forward. Jamar was a bit clumsy. Advantage is paid, and Pratt goes forward for North Melbourne. Bell just did enough to force it over the line. Davey on the bench as we speak.
Play on, play on.
Petrie just missed that. Just would have copped him on the shoulder almost. Neats, right with Ferrito. It's going nowhere, and we have a ball up.
No prior opportunity, good tackle.
He's a good player, Ferrito.
Oh, he's a very good player.
He's got the capabilities and the motor to run through the midfield, but he's got that strong body, like a Leo Barry, that can play on the bigger players.
Yes, very good for him.
Knock it out! Knock it out! It's out! Play on!
I think Alistair almost last year the most improved player in the competition. I mean, it's a massive statement to make, but he just got better and better in a role that was a bit foreign to him.
Well, he
played
added that
as a
extra.
midfield.
Added that extra string to his bow and became one of the better ones in the competition.
Remember when he used to run around the midfield as a tagger and do pretty well at that too.
Yep.
Front on! Advantage!
Advantage paid. The free kick was to Morton's advantage, but now here's Sylvia to McLean, who's got free on his own again. Now, he hit Robertson last time. Oh, he wanted him again, but cutting through with the spoil is Ed Lauer. And Simpson decides, it's going to be a rush behind.
And Russell Robinson's one of those players that's got presence and he draws the ball, and there certainly is more confidence in going to him now. The Melbourne midfield is certainly directing the ball. Whether they're hitting him every time or not, they're still directing the ball, which is a good sign for Robbo.
Edwards a long way from home. We've seen him down back a couple of times today.
This man he runs at 100%. So often he's just got enormous turn of speed, but he just puts on the afterburns to clear some space between him and his direct opponent. It's hard to keep up with such a player.
23 disposals for Harvey.
And probably, in my opinion, the most effective player on the ground tonight.
Yeah, certainly agree with that. Corey Jones, that's a wonderful switch. Can they get it deeper? Lee Brown back through the middle. Shannon Watt spotted someone. Big Petrie unloads a big bomb. Is it straight enough? Right to the line, not to be.
And he's made the transition pretty well too. Become a fairly capable defender who could always go forward and grab you a goal too. So they're a bit flexible in their structure now at the Kangaroos.
They've got some good size over the ground.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? That's not a problem. They're getting that smaller, quicker ones, including the new boy today, was terrific.
Here's Melbourne going forward, and Cameron Bruce, no one ahead of him, decides to go long to Robertson. Got him again. Well, this could be the fourth we're talking about. Now, he was playing for the 50 for a push. Was appealing for it and didn't get it.
Well, you might as well give it a go, I suppose, and he's made the most of it. That the commando role.
Well, the umpires are communicating more, so why not ask the question?
Might as well ask. And once again, he was left in the forward 50 by himself, so he managed to pump out 2 leads. The second one, he was honoured, and just out in front of his direct opponent in Watt. Good goal. No, it's not.
Just across the face.
He's been on the end of 2 magnificent kicks into the forward. We'll talk about into the 50 of McDonald. McDonald gave him the first one across the left-hand side, and also it was a lovely kick to position.
Kick it in.
Margin 41 points inside the last 4 minutes.
It's reasonable to say, David, the sting's gone out of this game.
Harvey with another precise kick to Ferrito. Wanamiri's arriving. Pushed him in the back, downfield. That's a shot on goal. It's Corey Jones.
Just slightly late, just a little shove.
And Wanamiri's taking himself off.
He's actually hurt himself. He's just, looks like he's pulled up a bit short, whether it's the left hamstring or calf.
We talk about the forward structure of the Kangaroos, with Edwards getting 3 and Thompson 4, and then you got Thomas and Campbell 5 at the ground level, and Jones lining up for 3. It's a
great sign.
It's a perfect spread, isn't it?
It is a perfect spread, yeah.
It's what you want from a forward line, working cohesively and all doing the job. But Jones just hasn't been on target today. He could have easily had 5.
The days of the Lynchers kicking 9, 10 and 11 by themselves.
He never did that.
Just standing in the forward line saying, get out, it's all mine. Go away, I'll kick them all.
Even Thompson complained before the game that enough ball wasn't coming in. I reckon Lynchy would be the greatest whinger of all time if that game happened.
I'd have to have 30 shots on goals to kick 11. Wasn't that
Get no argument from me.
Don't worry, there's no argument from anyone, I wouldn't have thought.
Here's Bartram, he's wrapped up, and it's a high tackle.
Oh yeah, I had you right early. Down back was your game, so now back and full back.
Parker sent me to full back very early in my career.
Well, it was a high tackle against Melbourne to Petrie.
Oh, good.
And there is Thompson with another strong grab.
For a big man, that's something he does extremely well. He runs out, and like a Stephen Kernahan, he jumps early, protects the ball with his body, and makes it very hard to get a fist on. To see the free kick here, Just a bit of
an
elbow into the face. Obvious free kick, but good for his confidence as well, Nathan Thompson. Obviously coming back from the knee last year. Good to get plenty of ground time.
For number 5.
That's a beautiful kick.
Never in doubt, was it?
Well, that's 5 today, 5 in round 1. I think it was 4 or 5 in round 1, which puts him, up amongst the better goal. 4 in the first round. I've been a bit lean in between times, maybe on a couple in between times. So, I mean, he's crucial in the structure, but doesn't have to be now the focal all the time.
12 for the season for Nathan Thompson.
Which is good return. I mean, for his size doing that job, to have an average of 3 per game is just what you'd want.
Watch the line, guys. Okay, we're on. Come on, present.
They're setting another one down, Melbourne.
48 points with just on the 2 minutes remaining. Jamar there, also McLean. Rawlings, his partner for the afternoon, right with him. Jones can't get clear this time.
Can we also mention, we haven't said much about it, but I mean, the Kangaroos' pressure when they haven't had the ball. I mean, Melbourne have had to work extremely hard, to get it, but more importantly, they put the same sort of pressure on when Melbourne have been in control. I mean, some of them in bad turnovers without pressure, but I'm wrapped in the Kangaroos' pressure.
Yeah, inside their forward 50, they've
just super.
They've earned themselves 4 or 5 goals. Davey trying to get something going. Spreads it wide. Jamar's got to go.
Oh, good
he
courage.
did. He should be rewarded.
And he's bounced up too. That's fantastic effort.
And he's flipped it off quickly. Davey kept going on the left. Can he finish it? It deserves a goal, and it does. Well done.
Well, terrific effort by Jamar, wasn't it? He was careered into by Ed Lower, wasn't it? Ed Lower came into him for a cross and sideways. He just showed enormous courage, earned the free, and able to get it off to Davey. And Davey's again delivered second today,
Davey,
and he's just getting towards the consistency, Davey, that we've hoped. Not early in the season, but a lot better today.
Gee, that's courage.
Oh, it is.
He's up quick, as Alistair mentioned, and then the presence of mind to say, well, you have a go. You're running straight at goal.
Beautiful kick.
Melbourne have kicked 6 goals in this final quarter. They only managed 5 in the previous 3.
Good.
Petrie winning the knock. Simpson will give it to Harvey from just outside 50. Heads for home. Does enough. And they answer again.
And that's exactly the one that the Kangaroos have set their forward structure up for. It's the centre clearances goes forward of the stoppage.
No frontal pressure, is there, Alistair?
There is no pressure at all. So it's not a pressured clearance. It's a clear clearance where Harvey just runs into space. He's got time to straighten up. He could have run another 5 metres to get inside the 50, but his great ability to convert those opportunities, and it's worked a treat. Dean Laidley would be very happy with his players having the discipline to stay back and hold their structure.
And I think he's just walked off with the 3 Brownlows on the end of that kick.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He did it last time. He's had 25 disposals. Sure, Brad Green's had more, 28, but a lot of those have been under pressure trying to help out down back. Harvey's been very, very good. Simpson was underneath that tackle.
He originally said you duck, but he did get you in the back.
There you go.
The great commentary, and we shouldn't put them up here. We'll put the white shirts on and they come up here and put the microphone on, I reckon.
Sometimes. Johnson will mark on the chest as we're inside the last minute. And the margin's 48. Melbourne will win the quarter unless the Kangaroos kick a late goal.
Stay there, Aaron.
Sylvia back through towards Johnson. McLean.
Daniel, stay out, Daniel.
And chip over the top, and as the clock ticks down, and Melbourne get one more. Neats delivery. He's had a few at ground level, hasn't he? He's had to test out the strings. There's one of those clever handballs from Simpson. He got it back from Lauer. Harvey for one more possession. Just kicks it up in the air. Big leap right at the end. from Lindsay Thomas. Right on the siren. Could have been an absolute specky, but it wasn't to be. But the good news for North Melbourne is that they've evened up their ledger, 2 wins and 2 losses, and it's been a very even team performance. Puts them in good stead for their match against Collingwood next week.
I'll just go back a step. That last 6 possessions of Melbourne told Melbourne's story for the day. They actually kicked it and handled it and used it 6 times out of their defensive 50 to finally get a kick at Neitz. But where did it land? About 6 inches in front of his toes, the one that you said to test out. And that was them all day. And the turnover came at the end of 6 well-used balls, but the one into 50 didn't happen.
Brent Harvey kicked the last goal of the game, and here he is with Lee Colbert.
He did, the little man. He went, had a good day. Just a workmanlike day for you, Boom. 26 touches.
Oh, mate, I had to get in the middle today and get my hands on the footy. I've had a slow start to the season, so I really wanted to make amends today.
And those Indigenous boys, they're sensational. Matty Campbell, Lindsay Thomas and Wellesley, they're not... I know you're a small man, but they're only little fellas and they're just doing some great work up the ground, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, we all know they can get the ball, but it's the work off the ball and the chasing that they're doing, especially Matty Campbell. He was sensational today. Doesn't get the credit that he deserves, but he was pretty good.
Much was talk about the conditions today. They were okay. It seemed a little bit swirly at times. Your skills didn't seem to falter. How was it?
It was meant to be 20 degrees and rain, wasn't it? It was beautiful, absolutely perfect conditions, mate. Saturday afternoon, sun's out, the MCG. Doesn't get much better than this, Colby.
Well, mate, Collingwood next week here, Saturday night. It should be a belter of a game. Look forward to seeing you play another good one.
No worries, thanks, buddy.
The good part about his game, 8 of those possessions were contested, not just creating space and running hard and getting the football as we watch. I guess the bad news of the day, Gibson coming from the ground or leaving the arena on a stretcher, but Harvey, his work rate's terrific.
He's clean out of the middle today, firstly off the square, and then secondly in the square, and thirdly to take it out and kick a goal. I mean, that's him at his best, and he has struggled. Hasn't been a great start to the year, and he admitted that, but they'll be very pleased to see him back in form.
Well, Lee Colbert spoke to Nathan Thompson before the game, said they got lots of options up forward, including himself. He kicked 5 and it was a good forward line structure. Here he is with Lee once again.
Tomo, I spoke to you before the game. You were whinging about not having the opportunities. You seem to find a few today.
Oh, I still don't think I got enough, Cobbs. I'm a typical forward, mate. Always want more, but it was nice to actually kick straight. I got a few lucky ones. Carol did a pretty good job of me today, but when I got the chance, I kicked the goals, and that was nice.
The boys put a lot of pressure on us, certainly in the first half. Got off to a start again. That must have been pleasing.
It was, mate. It was a scrappy game, but that was due to our pressure as well. We really got up on them and made them turn the ball over. That's good from a team point of view, and you know, we've got a big game next week now, so we've got to really recover and do all the right things.
Well, it is a Collingwood here next week. Look forward to resting up during the week, mate, and I'll come here next week and watch you star again.
Thanks, Cobb.
Certainly a very valuable weapon for the Kangaroos forward line, and he's only going to get better as he gets more confidence in that knee.
It's been a good win here by North Melbourne. We'll take a break, come back to wrap it up, but they have beaten the Demons by 48 points.
Welcome back to the MCG. It is North Melbourne have run out winners 18-19, 127 to Melbourne 11-13, 79. 48 points to the better of the Demons. So it was a very good game in parts. But for most of the day, the Kangaroos were just far too good. We have a look at Nathan Thompson, kicked 5 goals, Edwards 3 with Thomas 3. Robinson had 3 late goals and was very effective in the second half up forward for the D's. Green, 28 possessions, and Harvey was outstanding and probably best on ground for the Kangaroos. He certainly led from the front through the midfield, and such a dangerous player. We look at the match stats, David, and obviously disposals gone well and truly in favour of the Demons, but that was pretty much the only real factor.
Yeah, they overuse the ball and turn it over so often that that's not a clear stat of any effect for Melbourne.
One of the key players, one of the most exciting players on the ground today was Lindsay Thomas, and it wasn't just the fact that he kicked 3 goals, it was more about his chase and his pressure around the ground that really took him to another level today.
Well, aren't they pleased with him? I mean, he's doing more work, he's getting up the ground as well. He's a very effective player with and without the ball. He's been an absolute find for the Kangaroos.
Now, obviously, that was a concern, the fact that he's gone off with that injury, so hopefully he'll bounce back over the next few days and be right to be fully fit for next week. But his pace, what we ask of Aaron Davies for Melbourne, he certainly did today. I mean, both players were very good, but his speed, his ability to do the defensive things in the forward half will help with the byproduct of goals, and certainly today he was outstanding. It was a fantastic display. And at Telstra Dome there was another game on, and St Kilda took on Geelong as we just checked the final score, and it was Geelong 21-10, 136 defeated St Kilda 13-16-94, so a very good win for Geelong. Rewalt kicked 3. Johnson had 4 for the Cats. So it was a big game here. Didn't live up to any great expectations, but the Kangaroos will be very happy.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy, and I don't think Melbourne learnt too much more.
And another big game on Fox tonight is at Amy Stadium, and that is the Brisbane Lions taking on Port Adelaide. But that's all from the MCG. It was a good win by 48 points to the Kangas.
This has been a Fox Sports production.